Please check the video resolution. We might have to start this one over. There we go. There we go. It looks like the stream is healthy. I'm feeling healthy. Hopefully everybody's good. Welcome to the program, everyone. This is just an impromptu Thursday afternoon. We're able to sit down here. Haven't done this in a while. So welcome to anybody that's watching later. Big shout out to you for tuning in later. If you missed the live stream and you'd like to come back and check it out, a big warm welcome to you. Big virtual hugs out there. The world needs more of that good stuff going on, okay? Welcome to the people joining in the chat. Hi, Amaris. Hi, Aqua. Welcome. Thanks for being here. I wanted to start out today's program. Again, thanks for coming in so early. Let me check you guys in. We've got Amaris, and we have Aqua, and we have Judith. Oh, look at everybody. He's popping in now all at once. I was rambling in the camera for about 3 minutes, you guys, before I even realized that I wasn't streaming yet. So this is actually take 2. Hi, Emma. I'll check you in. I'm going to update you guys on the format for today. Bahavia, welcome. Bahavia. Yeah, I got Judith's name in there. Oh, Talia. Talia, welcome, Talia. See you there. That's awesome. Thanks for being here. And that's where we'll go. We're live. And a Crafty Tarot. That's cool. Crafty Tarot. Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I forgot to do a very important thing. A very important thing. I've got some moderators here for today, so that's really good. But I forgot to unblock Edith in my thing, you guys. Can you give me a minute? I left work on Friday, and your boss is a cuckoo. Your boss is crazy. Is that what's going on here? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, I forgot to do my homework today. I forgot to get Edith unblocked. So Edith, if you're watching, shout out to you. I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties already, everyone. Stand by. It's obviously amateur hour here. I could have a hug. Here, Crafty, I'll give you a hug. Here, Crafty, I'll give you a hug. I wanted to start out today's program with some shout outs. Primarily to our other tarot channels, our community, to Tati Torres Tarot. Thanks for being an ongoing network affiliate through Patreon. Appreciate Tati Torres Tarot. Crafty Tarot, everybody. You see him in the chat room. A wonderful individual, wonderful being. Thanks for being here today. To Robin's Realms Readings. Big shout out to Cult of Destiny Tarot. Great young reader on a new channel, everybody. If you see Cult of Destiny Tarot around, it's worth a click. Pop in there. To Edith Tarot. And this is where I screwed up. Edith got blocked by another moderator. I don't know if it was an accident or what was going on. And I forgot to check her back in before I started the stream. So I gotta apologize to Edith. And to Jamie C's, another great young reader, everybody. We'll see if Jamie comes in today, and we'll go that route. What I wanted to do, everybody, is I wanted to catch up for the 12 signs. Welcome, Chanel C. Let me check you in. Everybody wants to ask a question. We could do a little bit of Q&A, but I really wanted to read for the signs today. That's kind of where I was after, rather than getting onto like the personal question side of things, okay? If you guys would like to hit the Super Chat or donate via the PayPal description, I will definitely give you priority to get you in there. And we can start out with a little bit of Q&A. But the depth, like I wanted to like save my energy to to read for the 12 signs today. So maybe if we could come to a consensus of which sign we should actually read for, we could start out that way. No, it's okay. It's okay. I see Mahalia and I see, I got Judith checked in. I wanted to make sure I had Chanel C checked in today. We got a Scorpio in the house. Scorpio's kind of predominating. We have a vote for Scorpio. Why don't we start with that? Aqua, thanks for leading off the program. Let's get going on these. And then you're broke. That's okay. Just apply the brakes. Then you'd be really broke. Just kidding, Emma. Hey, I wish nothing but abundance and prosperity for you. Hopefully you can get things rolling in. And if you're in between jobs, Emma, just rely on your inner strengths and your amount of, used to call it gumption back in the day. Your amount of gumption to get out there in the world and take care of your needs and let things rip and let things get going, okay? Scorpio, as it is stated. Scorpio. I like the C's. C is my favorite letter in Scorpio. It stands for cool, calm, and collected. And we are in Scorpio season right now, and this is an intense time in our calendar, in our Celtic calendar. The people born under this sign, when the Earth is in this particular juxtaposition to the stars, this is very much about your intensity. It can be about desire. It can be about things of a more clandestine nature. It's also a very psychic time, so that's very good. And it's about positive vibes, but that's through all the signs, okay? I wanted to give a shout out to, as well, our sponsors. They're people, the good people at the Real Thank You Water. They keep us hydrated here. They keep us feeling young and looking alive. So we want to thank out the real people at the Thank You Water. They're amazing. To Tati Torres Tarot and all of those Saruchi, the people, our Patreon patrons. Thank you. And then you see macaroni artists everywhere. Where the hell would we be without macaroni art? It is a cornerstone to our society, and it often gets overlooked. But you think about it, where would we be today without macaroni art? We would be up shit creek without a paddle without it. It helps us, absolutely, 100%. May your shadow be with you. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? We're into those dark areas. Pluto, right? The ruler of the underworld, ruler of your underwear too. Scorpio is what's under there? What's in there? What's in your wall? What's in your underwear? What's in your wallet? Right? Welcome, Jamie C's. To a big shout out. Everybody, take a quick look over. Say hi to Jamie C's. Click on her microdot there. A great young tarot reader with a brand new channel, or a growing and emerging channel. Very authentic tarot readings going over there at Jamie C's Tarot. Jamie C's Tarot. Do you have a name of your? Welcome, Jamie C. We're shuffling the cards right now for Scorpio. Okay, I know you guys have a lot of questions. I want to do a Q&A portion, but I think I want to dedicate most of my energy and abilities towards reading for the 12 signs today. And you guys can chat amongst yourself. You can always post your channel in your question in the chat, and somebody else might be able to have a good intuitive answers, because we have a lot of tarot readers here. I'm just not going to be focused too much on the individual side of things. But if you hang around, we'll probably do little 5-10 meetings, readings, 5-10 minute readings and meetings. We'll meet all of the 12 signs today as we move into Scorpio season, because it can be a time of questioning and a time of decisiveness and divisiveness as well. Things that are divided, things are often amplified. It's like somebody's standing there with a big old megahorn being like, doo, 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 and shout it out loud, shout it at the top of your lungs, okay? So that kind of stuff. So let's get going for the sign of Scorpio, everybody. I will cut out the jibber jabber and the chitter chatter and the dribble drabble, and we'll just get down into it here and cut the cards for Scorpio. It will be absolutely wonderful. Yes, absolutely. Love and light to all of you that are here. We don't normally do this format, so thanks for hanging in, bearing with us. This is for the sign of Scorpio. We want to know what is in store for the sign of Scorpio. What is Scorpio going through? That way, if you're Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you're cross-watching, maybe your question had to do with the Scorpio, and you're here in this particular moment in space and time, this may even resonate and answer your personal question. So it's great for all of you to have come along here today. Let's see what's up off the top of the deck. We just talked about it. Let me put it up straight. The decisiveness, the split, the divisiveness, and the decisiveness. It often comes swift. And actually, when we see the card of justice out as a central querent card for the sign of Scorpio, we can tell Scorpio wants some answers. Scorpio wants to get to the bottom of certain situations. They've been playing, a lot of the Scorpios, a lot of this waiting game, a lot of back and forth, and they just would like to bring a sense of the true sense of karma, not what you did in the past affects what you did in the future. That's mumbo jumbo karma. Karma is actually, in the truest essence of the word, what you're doing, whether you're feeding the cows, whether you're feeding the chickens, whether you're out kicking the can or kicking a beach ball, that is your current karma. Kermit the current karma frog. Maybe you're kissing a frog and you wish you had somebody a little bit more, open and receptive in your environment. I get that feeling as well as all, because Scorpios are going to be looking for justice to come through their vibrational matches, their energetic matches. This is what they see as justice. This is do unto others, or you know what? If I'm going to be dedicating X amount of energy, XYZ, unto this situation, The person, whether they're appreciative or not, they need to see some reciprocation. The number 11 major arcana is all about reciprocation. What goes out must come in. There is no without, and there is no without with. So if you're searching for something, Scorpios, if you're looking for something, this card of justice is saying, acknowledge where you're at without it. Understand what the implications of that are, and therefore you can use, certain matters, your own prowess, your own understanding of the truth, to actually fight for what you need and what you want to have into your life. And hopefully we'll see that for a lot of it. It's a very good card. We're coming out of the Libra season here as well. We're kind of like in the emergence of the Scorpio season. So it's very nice to see this balance, this nice transition that's come through. They call it the cusp of reality, but it's also a very psychic time. So where is Scorpio finding their balance? That is always with the Justice card, is between the esoteric and the harsh reality of daily living. So it's really good. Let's see what crosses. Wow, this is huge. Scorpio is now crossed by this, the High Priestess, number 2 major arcana. All right, so what is either helping or hindering the situation with Scorpios is now, we talked about it, that secrecy. They want questions answered. They want to get to the truth of the situation. If you got a Scorpio in your life, and how they're acting the way they're acting, and you don't understand it, or you don't fully understand how they're trying to get their point across. Normally, the main MO for Scorpio right now is to bring things into the light. Make sure that which is dark is now bright. That which was unanswered before now has like a tangible, concrete answer to the understandings that's going on. And as well, Scorpios might be in their true self. You may know a Scorpio that is acting distant, a little bit secretive. They're not really like wanting to like wear their heart on their sleeve or be completely transparent in all things. And if that's the case, it could be because the Scorpio is feeling like, well, it's just not fair, or I need to make sure I have equal give and take, and more so than not, the Scorpio will need to feel safe. That information and that issues of trust. All right, we've got the Justice card up here. Trust is always a center issue when it comes to like the level of openness that you find with the Scorpio. So you Scorpios out there, it's about the level of trust that you're putting in people, the level of trust that you're putting in situations, and as well, holding back, staying within yourself and being like, I don't have to expose everything about my intentions until other people hear, or at least energetically matched, or at least I know I'm going to get a fair shake out of the deal. So if there's anything shady going on around my Scorpios, it's saying, well, could be about a give and take. The more you open to it, the more it will open to you. But as well, if it's shady and it's unknown and it's uncertain for our Scorpios, it's the message or the guidance here is to hold back. Stay reserved. You don't have to necessarily say super closed down and secretive about it, but remain reserved in these situations, okay? And that will help Scorpios, all right? Because they spend a lot of time in this sort of energy. This is the recent past in the Page of Pentacles. This is the card of self-worth. This is also a card of reciprocity, of give and take, of that which is equal to that which is given, and that which is valuable into a Scorpio's life. And it may manifest in a million different ways for our Scorpios. But when we see the Page of Pentacles out there holding new opportunity in their hands and deciding now, hell, what am I going to do with it? What am I going to make of it? They're coming out of this waiting time. And now it is going to be time for a lot of our Scorpio friends. You're going to see them sort of jump into action while the sun is transiting through their signs. They're going to be making plans. They're going to be acting on plans. They're going to be actively going out and doing it. Scorpios, you could be receiving a lot of blessings, gifts, like big birthday presents, not necessarily windfalls, but like could be more than you expected when it comes to like somebody recognizing you or acknowledging you through your birthday period, which is kind of nice to see that as well. And this is about the balance. She's got that Ace of Coins there. She's got it balanced in her hands. And remember, that's the center of the reading, about balancing of resources. To Scorpio friends, be careful of overspending. Be careful of making sure that you have enough invested based on your expectation of what you want out of it. Remember, it's that old saying, it takes money to get money, or you always get what you give. Thank you for that beautiful flower, D Cosmo channel. I really appreciate the support through your super chat there. That's awesome of you. All right, let's see what's crowning the reading for Scorpio now. Oh, this is lovely. This now is a nice, my camera angles are, we're in a temporary studio, everybody, so bear with me. But these are beautiful cards, and I wanted to give a big shout out to Heidi Darris, the creator of the Mystic Dreamer tarot deck, that which we're using today. I've got oil stains all along these cards. It's from the different, like sometimes I work on mechanical stuff, and sometimes I'm like taking care of my calluses and my cuticles, and I end up getting a lot of oil, whether it's lotion or motor oil on these cards. I always got my cards in the garage, right? But where do you feel home? Where do you feel comfortable, Scorpio? This is a big kind of like looming central issue, or what's coming in from Crown. Is home where you're making it? Is home more of a journey? Some of our Scorpios could be involved in real estate transaction. Big sales, big purchases is always accommodated with the Ten of Pentacles. All right, this is very much about the culmination of life experience. Could be very important to the reflection of Scorpios right now. Normally when we're dealing with Crown energy, it has a lot to do with cerebral. It has a lot to do with mind. And it has a lot to do with, where you see things as they stand now, or is the universe making sense to you? And this is a very positive card for our Scorpio friends to see the Ten of Pentacles coming in here. For some of our Scorpios, this is the end of very long cycles. We talk about Scorpio being the sign of transformation. It comes and goes, and we change, and we're adaptive, and all that stuff. When we see this card of permanence here, nothing is ever truly permanent. But the Ten of Pentacles is very reflective of permanence, or permanent stage in life. We get this sense that all should be like kind of settling down and equalizing out in regards to Crown Chakra energy, and that there should be a sense of security. Even if you're worried about finances, Scorpio, there is a bit of worry, I feel, around the bottom dollar, around the bank account. It's there so that you can understand security outside of the balance of esoteric versus the harsh reality. It's about carrying faith through reality on any given Sunday, on any given job, or in any given task, all that good stuff. It's about how you carry that faith through. Because it's funny, as clandestine as you feel sometimes, Scorpio, there are many other signs in the zodiac and people that see you clear as day. Sometimes the way they see you is accurate, more accurate than you would like probably. Sometimes it's completely off the wall and inaccurate. Sometimes people feel as if they're connected and reading a Scorpio properly, but they're absolutely way off in left field. And you totally get this. But with this Ten of Pentacles, it's about carrying your faith through your reality so that you're shining out, and other people are in recognition oftentimes of the things that are either taken for granted or that you don't see the other side of it at present time, okay? Near future for our Scorpios, we've got a reversal on a Four of Wands. So this particular card, they're standing out there in that pergola. I think you see the little structure in the four. I think the real name for that little structure in modern times, they call it a pergola. You can Google that if you want. But this is about security outside of security. In all depictions, accurate depictions of the Four of Wands, they've set up like a makeshift camp outside of their main securities, right? So this can be a card of sacred space, and sometimes it does, oddly enough, indicate travel. The most commonly attributed things to this card regard the card of engagement, but this is more so about a card of creating sacred space. So some of our Scorpios, as we said earlier, there could be some trouble about finding some security in regards to your particular meeting spaces, your living situations. Things about that are going to be sorted out through this month. And after the month of November, for some Scorpios, it's going to take a little bit longer, I feel. But for a lot of our Scorpios, if you've had issues in dealing with, home security, finances, make sure that you're carrying this energy through into the future, because the universe is going to reward the Scorpios with a sacred space for them to come into and to feel a little bit more certain, a little bit more established, and a little bit more comfortable. Because some of our Scorpios, with this High Priestess here that's crossing, there could be a sense of uncomfort or discomfort for some of our Scorpio friends. And it could, like I said, it can manifest in multiple different ways. Some of it esoteric, and some of it completely the harsh reality or the nature of your situations. You're gonna have to fight through it, but it's asking you to do it with a place of balance and a place of faith. So it's really good. Let's see how we're grounded here. We're grounded in with the Lovers. So this is good. This is a nice card for Scorpio. Oh my goodness, I can't even hold the cards right. Scorpio and Gemini, right? This could be secure, grounded relationships for those two signs that are involved here as well. And for some of our Scorpios, this is about new relationships or the securing of relationships. Scorpio, if you have someone out there that's kind of on the bubble, you're not sure about how far you're going to let them in, you haven't tested the quality, or sometimes some of our Scorpios could be suffering about the quality of that which is given back, but it's mostly perspective. This is about putting some faith and surety into the truth of the situation. Your MO, Scorpio, your motives. Why did you get into the relationship? Why do you want to be in love? Do you want it for command, dominion? Do you want to be commanded or dominated over? Or, Scorpio, are you searching out for that long awaited sense of, I just need someone spontaneous? And like we said, off of this center card, somebody that is within your resonance, someone that is inside of your band of frequencies, your level of frequencies. Because when that happens, the relationship becomes both rewarding and seemingly effortless. And that is kind of like, the be-all, end-all. When, the tarot world in reality, when everybody's having relationships, it's always because there's a problem with the security of it. There's a problem with how they're feeling about their relationship. So when we're grounded with this major arcana, number 6, the Lover's card now, this is about recognizing how the relation should feel and actually going within your grounded self to recognize your own personal motivations about the relationship, right? Give and take, the amount of selflessness versus sometimes selfishness that comes along with Scorpio. But once you have the balance figured out, once you've done something that sets your balance, sets it in just right for yourself, that's perfect, Scorpio. And you will be able to, you're going to be like your own talisman through this. And again, the rewards and the effortlessness, they should be there and they should be coming. I see relationships going smoothly for Scorpios, but I see like outside environmental challenges mostly. Another page of wands up here with the reversal on the Fool card here, right? It's tough for you to commit right now, Scorpio. It's tough for you to become over contracted to something that you're uncertain of or something that you're unaware of. You're worried about missteps. You're worried about things falling through. You're worried about perhaps like a future that you've projected for yourself, and you may have set the bar very high for your expectations, and then it leaves you wavering or in a sense of apprehension of like, oh, it may not manifest that way, or oh, we might not get there during the current path. And then you risk doing something like really crazy or out of the blue to try and fix things, and then you end up making things worse. So remember what we said off the top of the reading. Cool, calm, collective. It's the C, it's the the in Scorpio that you want to be attended on. Cool, calm, and collected, right? Crown chakra. There's an end of a cycle coming in from Source for you guys. Okay, 10 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords here. It's long overdue. The 9 of Swords in the healing process, it just lets me know that it's long overdue, right? I hear the train coming round the bend. And this train is about your train of cerebral thoughts when you're at rest. When you should be meditating and you're overthinking, Scorpio, you need to take actual physical adjustments to change that. It's not good enough to just lay in bed and say, I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to go in and focus on my breathing. Yes, a lot of times this works, but Scorpio, a lot of times what this means is like, get up and turn off the dang TV, or try a few nights without the cell phone beside your pillow, or like don't invite cell phone or screen time to bed with you for a few nights, and that will change everything, Scorpio. That, because the last 2 cards in these spreads are about the healing messages. Because with that, when we're always attuned in to somebody else's gig, somebody else's thing, it brings us further away from the point of being able to more directly manifest good things into our life. So Scorpio, having trouble manifesting environmental things, into fruition right now. And don't worry, your relationship troubles are mostly cerebral at this time. And it's just a quick shift in thinking or a change in thinking that can get you out of that if you're really at a point where you may find yourself struggling about partnerships, engagements, things of this nature. Okay, so that's very cool. Our last train home. What should we do for oracles for everybody? Let's do the Oracle of E. This will be really good. And let me know if I haven't checked anyone in yet. We're reading for Scorpio first. And like I said, to anyone that's just joining us, my intention was to put it on to the 12 signs. Master Ophiuchus coming in to read for the 12 signs. It's not that I don't want to answer your guys' Q&A. It's just that, I wanted to take a more broader approach to today's impromptu Thursday afternoon tarot. Like what? It's almost like we're back to normal. Look at the chips are starting to settle for this particular Scorpio. But don't worry. Just be patient, Scorpio. We're going to get your Oracle of E out right now, okay? All right. Go ahead, Emma. You go ahead and ask. You go ahead and ask. We're in between signs right now. Scorpio, please. Message for Scorpio. Haha, we talked about it. Entangled. Look at that. That 13, that big 4 up there. The level of entanglement. And justice in this entanglement as well. Right? Scorpio, if you've been subjected to certain injustices for things in your life, it was there at a point to show you the depth of once these injustices are gone and your blessings start flowing in, that you recognized the without, and now you can get with or be with. But as you do so, you're going to be watching your step about how entangled is too entangled. Oh, that's way too entangled. Or no, I want to be tangled up more. And again, that's very much up to you. But this sense of entanglement, one of the major points of this reading, tarot reading I pulled for Scorpio through the month of November and reaching into December, is be very careful of over obliging yourself to contractual things. That is a huge just take your time and make sure that you got your own back, right? This is your butthole. You use it to sit on. Don't touch it. Just breathe into it and know that it's there and it'll be perfect, okay? That's going to be my next meditation, my root chakra meditation. It's going to be called the fun butthole meditation, where you breathe in and you recognize the amount of butt assistance you should lend to yourself in any given situation. Happy healing vibes to all Scorpios. Yes, it's all about the vibration here on 99.9. 99.9 would like to thank, this side, Tati Torres Tarot, network affiliate, joined us over on Patreon. We appreciate, and you guys, you should see her channel growing. It's beautiful. And to the shout out to the good people at The Real Thank You Water, remembering, it's good. It's wet. It keeps you not thirsty. You can have some when your throat gets dry, or if you're feeling like, I'm all stiff and sore, and man, I just got a headache, just have a drink of water, silly. It goes in, and you think, thank you. My goodness, what a great blessing it is. I'm alive, and I can have some. So they've asked me to reach out to you to just say thank you whenever it's like a fine 2019. There's aroma of nothingness, which all Zen masters love, the nothingness. It's perfect. It's perfect, so have a drink and go get some wherever you can. All right, Emma Joe's asked, will Tim reach out with my number? And will it be a work offer or friendly conversation outside of work? Emma, to be honest, I can't get in too deep into the personal Q&A right now. I don't want to drain my entire gift on Q, but don't worry, we'll be live again really soon in a more Q&A style format. And Emma, I just want you to hang in there and realize that this stuff that's outside of yourself, don't give it as much power over you as potentially you are at this time. This is about you going out into the world and doing, okay? I get a sense when you're expecting to reach out, when if somebody's reaching out to you, it means they're offering, right? And when you're reaching out into the world, it means you're collecting. And I feel, Emma, as if you need to be in a collecting phase. You need to go out and get it and to make it happen, okay? So, all right. There is no do or do not. There is no try. There is only do or do not, right? Thanks, George Lucas. Will he use my... I don't know. We're going to move on to the next sign. And Emma, I do appreciate you. Just please be patient. And I'll get you a reading when we're into a more personal Q&A format, okay? Appreciate you, Emma. Don't worry. You hang in there. Hey, and when your sign comes up, stick around. You may find something that resonates for your personal situation with the sign. And then there's Benita. I owe Benita a reading, but I'm going to tell Benita the same thing I told Emma. Benita, we're reading for the signs today. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to check you in, Benita, and I want to get a reading out for Benita as soon as possible. Okay? Benita is a pinball wizard. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, George Lucas. All right. So do we have votes for the sign that we're going to do next? Have people realized that they weren't going to get their personal things lit up? Are we just a small, intimate group today? Or should I pick the next sign? Okay, that's fair. That's fair, Emma. You got a tarot emergency. Why don't we go ahead and read for Gemini next? They were the only sign that really kind of showed up in Scorpio's reading, so why don't we just let it segue into a reading for Gemini? Great idea, Emma. Let's do that. All right. Anybody got any new favorite emojis? That's my question. Yeah, you're welcome, Benita. Just be patient. Just be patient. So you're either going to meet him by a pinball machine or he's going to run you like a pinball machine. Oh, good stuff. We're going to do Gemini, everyone. That'll be up next. Okay, we've got votes up for Taurus and Sag. Okay, I better write down that we did Scorpio. And then, and Tati, I did a terrible thing. Before I started the live stream, I forgot to go in and unhide Edith. I just completely spaced. I'm a ding dong. I'm a full dingus. Okay. We just did Scorpio. We're gonna be on to Gemini now. So tell her, if you see her, tell her I'm super sorry. If she's watching, Edith, I'm sorry. It completely slipped my brain, and I was like, but I definitely want to get her back in here. And I think after today's program, I'm going to be removing all of the blue wrenches. We're going to be starting fresh, and we're going to go on rotating or alternating moderators from this point moving forward, because we ran into a bit of trouble. But that's okay. We're shuffling the cards for Gemini now, everybody. Happy October. Happy Halloween-ish. Kind of getting there. Sort of. Kind of, sort of. What are you guys dressing up as? I'm thinking of being an accountant. Yeah, tell her I'm sorry, Edith. I totally forgot, and now I got the OBS running, and I'm a ding dong. I'll make sure I'll get it done as soon as I'm done. Shout out to Edith Tarot. I can't remember the name of the exact channel off the top. Tati, can you type in the name of Edith's exact channel? That'd be great. The universe is guiding all of us. Is the boat that rocks our float. The universe is the boat that keeps us afloat. What is outside of the universe? That's right. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Or everything. Okay. Welcome. I love the pumpkin emojis. And the Zodiac emojis coming through. It's beautiful. We're going to cut the cards now for Gemini, everybody. Let's take it back to center stage. And here we are. Here we are. Dressing up as a witch. Nice. I was going to be an accountant. Or maybe Zoltar. I'll dress up as the psychic inside of the vending machine. You ever see that down at the pier or at the carnival where you put your dollar in and the mechanical psychic has... I was thinking of doing a live stream where I'll sit inside of a box, a vending machine box, and do the robot. That'd be so much fun, I think. Zoltar, I think, is his name. All right. Wishing you all the best in peace, joy, prosperity, bliss, abundance, happiness, well-being, truth, good humor, everything that keeps us... wouldn't it be great if the entire world just always acted like they do on The Price is Right? That would be my utopia. That would be my dream life. If everybody was always as energetic, as happy as they are on The Price is Right, everywhere, for all of time, that would really take things in a new direction. All right, so here we go for the sign of Gemini. Central card here, a Knight of Wands. Ooh, so some of our Geminis could be dealing with relationship issues regarding fire signs. This could be a younger side. This is a lot of passionate energy, but sometimes the Knight of Wands is like a person in your environment, Gemini, that cannot necessarily be relied upon. They don't necessarily have to be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. This could be somebody that is just kind of like thinking with their sacral chakra most of the time, and you have to be very careful. This is a person that can become easily confused and shout out and preach dedication and commitment, but deep down inside it's not there because they don't really have the capacity for it yet. What I see for some of our Gemini friends is that you need to watch your levels of capacity. Do you really feel the way the other person feels? Are you really at the level that you're perceiving that you're at? And I don't want to accuse you of being like daydreamy or like overconfident or anything like that. But when we see this Knight of Wands, this is always a bit of a card of caution, being like, Gemini, so you need to slow down a little bit, take your time, and remember, like, we can't always be as influential in situations as we'd like to be. Sometimes we have to take a step back and be more like a silent partner, a silent witness to some of this stuff, and then the time will come. So for some of our Sagittarians, this is about kind of like forcing themselves into taking a bit of a lesser role when need be. And if it is about like stepping down or taking a side step away from somebody, don't feel guilty, don't feel worried, don't feel apprehensive. Actually, about doing that, okay? It is okay to allow things to progress without your direct involvement. It's nice because I see this as a level of like wanting to do the best thing, wanting the best outcome, striving for victory for all people involved, which are typical Gemini traits anyways, right? You are there in a supportive role, but what I'm saying, Gemini, is be careful of your capacity to be able to support. Perhaps some of you have taken on like it could manifest in many different ways. Like take for example, you take in a new roommate, or you take in like a family member who's been hurting for a little while, and you're like, oh yeah, I can support it, or you're like, well, come and live with me and everything will be so fine. And then you want to be very careful about your capacity to do so, right? And it's not issues of trust or anything like that. It's just I don't want to see you guys becoming drained. Okay, very much so. All right. And what's crossing, helping, or hindering the situation is a Four of Cups, right? You're wanting the best. You're wanting the most beneficial and benevolent outcome in these situations. But sometimes it leaves you at a point where you like feeling a little bit forlorn about it, or a little bit apathetic about the whole situation, because I get it, Gemini. It feels like you're beating your head against a school gym locker or against the wall. You're like, as much as I try, as much as I set my good intentions, and as much as I try to do good and I try to support the whole situations, I get the short end of the stick. Or it seems to be like destined for failure or rooted in disappointment and all this kind of stuff. So this is acting of a more, if you will, a direct, indirect approach. Be more direct about how indirect you can be for a change in the outcome, or to shift the energy back into your favor, okay? November and some of December for our Gemini friends is really all about directing their passions in a way that is less acute. It's more broad. It's more of it's a widened approach, so that the focus does not become so narrow that you're missing out on a lot of the things that you could be doing. Don't let worry limit your path towards your happiness, Gemini. That's what the Four of Cups always talks about that. Okay, let's see what they've been through. All right, they've got this reversal on this Fool card. I'll hold it like this because this is like a reversal in the reading. Okay, they've come through a lot of like situations where things feel a little bit more settled down, and things feel like a little bit less edgy around our Gemini friends. And let's face it, Gemini, you're into a bit of a nesting phase. You're wanting the comforts of home, the security of like, okay, a nice heated comforter, or making sure that everything is set and ready. You got enough gas in the car, you've got enough food on the table for everybody, and that sort of thing. So as you become settled in, you want to make sure that you're not feeling like sort of, what do they call it, cabin fever, or you get a case of like the jitters, like you feel like you need to be up, you need to be out, you need to be going, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing this or that. And the Fool here is saying you really don't. You should really just be allowing the blessing of the more settled nature be in. Perhaps you've been staying on a friend's couch, or perhaps this is manifesting as you've needed to rely on some support and guidance in situations where you're not used to receiving such levels of support and guidance, and you're feeling limited. You may be feeling a little bit like, hopefully not ashamed or guilt. We don't want any of that sort of thing. But Gemini, there is this tendency to be like, don't worry. If you need to get by from a little help from your friends, go ahead and put yourself out there and do that. And especially Emma, if you're still here watching, this is about that. This is about allowing things to be the way they are without doing anything drastic, anything major, but you should still be quite active because you do have more security, more grounded energy than maybe you're perceiving at this time. Nothing's going to come out there and like kick you off your path or knock you out of the boat or anything like that, Gemini. So let's let go of some of this apprehension. I'm feeling like a little verklempt kind of in my heart and throat. If you've got something to air out with somebody, something to say, don't worry about how it comes out or how it's received. Allow it just to be in the moment, and that will serve you very well. Okay. Reversal on Ace of Cups. Okay. So this is about new love. This card, when it's in this position, unfortunately, sometimes Source and Universe is saying, Gemini, I'm testing you. You know, disappointment is a concept, is a man-made feeling. Okay. We have control over the level of disappointment that we feel. Not always. Sometimes things just don't turn out the way that we hoped or the way that we wished. And with the Ace of Cups, this is about things that have fallen through, that can fall through, or maybe have fallen through for some of our Geminis, or they're worried about it. And it's about saying, hey, where are you at with being able to release expectations of what it is, like, you know, because we can't go outside of ourselves to find fulfillment, to have our cup be filled. These sort of things have to come from within, right? And we say, well, we rely on the universe, or the universe has our back, right? But we also have to remember that the universe actually exists inside of us. Everything outside of us is just our own projections. So we have to, some of our Geminis may be going in within and are actually being tested through this time with disappointments, in fact. And I want to give all our Gemini friends a big hug out here, because this is a tough card to see in this position. But think about it. If an upside down cup was up above you, you'd be getting drenched. You'd be getting wet. So the universe is kind of like initiating you in situations where it's like, you know, this is like having a drink poured on top of your head, or someone being like, you're more blessed than you've realized, and perhaps your unrealization of these blessings are what potentially could be leading to some of the disappointment if you've recently gone through a breakup, a bad time, a harsh thing, right? Or like I said, this Knight of Wands was here. Somebody could have came in for our Gemini friends and said, oh my God, I love you. What, you know, I love you forever. Just do me tonight and I'll love you forever. And then the morning comes and then they split, or they get scared of their commitment issues and they run away. And that sort of thing. So some of our Geminis, big hugs if you're dealing with that, because I see that sort of prevalent in this situation. Moving through into the future, we've got the Two of Pentacles. I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you in worn out shoes. Okay, anybody can juggle. You gotta be a circus. Everyone says, oh, you're juggling. It's card juggling. This card is less about the juggle and more about the dance. One thing that people overlook in the Two of Pentacles is the foot movement of the person in the card. This is about kind of staying on your toes, staying with a nice state of moving about gracefully, and having to be a little bit adaptable and a little bit in sync, in time, and in rhythm. And the Two of Pentacles actually in your future is a positive card, Gemini, because this can, especially for our awakened Geminis, our truly awakening Geminis, this is about the synchronicities, helping you along, playing into your situation. And if you've been suffering disappointment through the Ace of Cups, remember, a cup of water is still the entire ocean. And there's many ships full of blessings out there that are ready to come in for our Gemini friends. But you're going to need to remain agile. You're going to have to sort of keep step, keep time with everything. And that's why I was saying to you, Emma, the feeling I had is you've got to go out. You've got to use your 2 feet to go out and get what you want. You know, people always say the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, and you got to be sure of that. Think about that in your feet. You know, if we're only stepping with our left foot, you know, we got to make sure that the right one is there to support us, you know, in our journeys and along our way and this sort of thing. But there's a sense of grace and a feeling of grace associated with this card for you, Gemini. And it is. You could be the light of the party. People could be like very impressed by you coming up as well. So it's very nice to see the little Two of Pentacles showing up in your future card here, because it's kind of like it's got a springboard style energy to it. You can get up, you can get moving, you can get out there, and you can begin to get up off of this duff, the Four of Cups duff. This person, remember, there's your butthole. It's there. It's you. Don't touch it, but sit on it. It's you. So it's good. Yeah, flirty two shoes, we always used to say. That's right, Toddy. So it was a flirtatious time, right? And again, if you've got this Knight of Wands, some of our Gemini friends could be in situations where they are meeting new people. Anytime you see a two, this is about stuff coming in. Grounded nature. This is nice. We talk about it. The security of mind, the sanctity of one's own mind. You can easily psych yourself out, Gemini, by thinking too much. Dang, you can shut down your whole satellite system by thinking about it too much. You know, all of a sudden you go offline, or your thing cuts out, or you know, you just have a tendency sometimes to get really wound up and derailed. But these are things, manifestations of the mind, right? And it's like, these are like this self-imposed stuff, right? So it's about a return to within for Gemini, to take a look back inside and say, hey, I'm overthinking this situation. I've been too cerebral about this stuff. I've been too locked up in my head about this stuff. But the natural tendencies is like, you do that. You do the stuff that grounds you, the stuff you do and you love the most. For some of our Geminis, it'll simply be about turning off, connecting with nature, you know, and getting out of like conversations or situations. Maybe you have a friend that you get with them and all they want to do is maybe discuss the politics of the day, or maybe all they want to do is like tell you 101 different things that you should be doing, and you're like, I need to do what now? No. I know what I need to do, and I know what I need to do without overthinking it too much, okay? So let's look at the healing now for Gemini. This is typically the Hermetic staff in a Celtic cross reading. Oh, this is kind of nice, all right? Reversal on an Emperor card. Make sure that you're continuing to state your position, your opinion, your desires, you know, in this situation, what it's going to take to have bliss. You know the proper time to hold your tongue, to let others have their moment in the sun, but don't let it go too far. You need to make sure, I'm not saying go out there and be opinionated, but don't go out in a mousy style fashion and allow others just to like kind of walk on you. So, you know, you're having less and less moments of, you know, fulfillment and achievement, and because you've just been a catalyst to other people's steps towards, you know, having their instant gratification. That Knight of Wands, I don't like them there in the center of your reading. Gemini, if you're with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, make sure that you're taking your time to like put these people in their place, or make sure that you get a sense of a proof in the pudding, so to speak, or actions resonating stronger than words and that sort of stuff. 10 of Cups is here, so this is for your healing, and this is very nice because we talked about it. Ace of Cups reversed, 10 of Cups here in your reading now, for full blissed out, the potential to be like completely blissed out. This is about the deep, subtle comfort you have in the appreciation of the things that are around you now, right? That rainbow, that roundedness, right? The well-roundedness of everything that you've always seen in the depictions on the 10 of Cups card. This is a huge card about environment. And I know that the situation, people always talk about relationships, tarot's about relationships, but from a more intention, environmental approach, when you look at the 10 of Cups, this is about taking a look at the world around you, seeing yourself in the center, looking within, going even deeper within to the center, and realize that all that beautiful stuff out there around you, that came from inside you, Gemini. And you don't need to change it. You don't need to do anything crazy. You know, you don't need to be locked up in your head about it. Just appreciate it and love it. And then more blessings can continue to come in. And this is kind of the dance that you're doing through November and December, because it's going to be like, things will be happening to you that are be both super fulfilling, and then another day could go by and like bango, oh, that was disappointing. And this is what universe and the source is showing you through this Scorpio season in a very intense fashion, is a polarity between your disappointment and your fulfillment. And it's huge. It's huge. All right. It's brilliant. The universe works in brilliant ways. Again, I see some big hugs to our Geminis that have suffered recent breakups, or new loves that just kind of fizzled out or tapered out, or situations where you poured a lot of love, you poured a lot of effort into it, but you realized you were over dedicated. You tried to take too much on in this leadership or in this control situation of it. And you may have overextended yourself in the level of support, the benefit of the doubt that you've given to somebody. Remember to take in, well, why did this occur? And make sure, even if you have to write it down on pen and paper, what you're not to do next time, or what you're not going to do next time. So we got another 4 of Pentacles up here reversed. You know, we got to take notice of these dirty 4s that are up here. All right. This is about getting connected with nature. This is about getting grounded. This is about feeling security, pinching pennies if you have to, cutting off lines of support if you have to, or making sure that whatever you're giving out or that's being done, that is actually within your capacity, okay? And that sort of thing. And that will bode very well for you. If you're coming across as a little bit what's the word? Conflictual, it is for your own benefit, but it's saying you do have a good opportunity, Gemini, to step aside, to allow things to play out before you without getting in there. And you don't have to be the one beating the batter. You don't have to be the one banging the drum. You don't have to be the one shaking the... Let those other people expel all that energy. And you just say, hey, I'm here. When good things begin to happen, let's roll, you know. I gave you the cue. I gave you some initial support. I want to see what you can do with it. I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm not going to tell you why to think you do it, because I'm sick and tired of people coming in and telling me why they think I should do this, or why I can't do that, or why I shouldn't be over there doing this. So recognize the balance of that which is without you being this projection of that which you're doing within and up here to make your situation better, which is what we want for everybody. We're here to promote imagination and happiness for everybody, right? Entertainment purposes. It's amazing. All right, there's Robin. Robin has joined us, and our big shout out to her. It's an unofficial mini community appreciation week. And on this list this week, we have Tati Taurus Tarot, we have Crafty Tarot, we have Robin's Realms readings, we have Cult of Destiny Tarot, beautiful young reader with an emerging channel. We have Edith Tarot, who I think got her start because we all as a community encouraged her, and now her channel's growing like crazy. And to Jamie Dees, another young reader with an emerging channel. We want to say hi to all of those people in our community. It's awesome. And like Benita said, it's fun and full of synchronicities and awesome. And to Tarot, the artist formerly known as Tarot. Let me check you in, Tarot. I didn't see you there. Nice to see you. We got Benita, we got Tarot, and Robbins is here. Okay, everybody. We're taking a broad approach today on this Thursday afternoon. Master Ophiuchus is reading for the 12 signs. Yeah, Master Ophiuchus is over there having a nap. He's sleeping. He's been like, don't wake me up until like 2387. I got something special to say again. But we wanted to take a broader approach, read for our 12 signs, so everybody can get a little of everything. And I wanted to dedicate my gift and my energies towards the 12 signs because I haven't been doing that as much. And don't worry, we're getting close to coming back to normal here, everybody. We might see, and if the stream is good and healthy where I'm at, because let's face it, my internet has been steezy lately. If we're getting good feed out of here, we might be on a little bit more often or able to come on so we can do some more Q&A, and it should be wonderful. Am I saying that wrong? Hopefully I'm saying that wrong, Jamie. I don't want to pronounce your name right. Hey, a cool channel name would be awesome. All right, awesome. Come spread the vibes. We got Easy E. Where'd you ever caught him sniffing? Hell no. We've got The Oracle of E by Pam Grout and Colette Barron-Reed for the 12 signs out here today. Like I said, I opened up a box. I've been in full gypsy mode. I was able to open up the box today that had all my other decks in it, and I've been feeling really awesome. Go ahead and show that comment. Very beautiful stuff going on here. Oh, Lena Cosmo. Is that you, Lena? Hey. No, I didn't mean to throw shade your way, Lena. You changed your name. And I didn't recognize it. Dingus, right? Ding dong, the grassers. That's Lena, everybody. I didn't recognize Lena. It is the Cosmo channel. D1. It is D1 you want to check into. I think she's over there in like Hungary or Bulgaria, or where are you? Like the Balkans? Somewhere over across the pond. So everybody, to Lena, yes, and don't let me forget, we mentioned Crafty, he's across the pond. Lena Cosmo channel, everybody. I'm sorry I didn't recognize Lena, because you changed your name, silly. So did I. I changed it too. And there was one other. Oh yeah, we want to say hello to Gazelle Daily Tarot, and we also want to say hello to Charlie Angels Tarot. I think she's over there in like Austria or Latvia or somewhere like that too. That was really good. Okay, everybody, here comes the oracle card for Gemini, and then we're gonna go on to the next sign, and I'll check in with you guys. D Cosmo channel. It is D channel of Cosmopolitan Tarot. Ostrus. Here we go, Gemini. Here we go. Look at let the light shine in on this card. What do we got? Yeah, I feel this for your reading, 100%. It's a 5, and it is a card of baby steps. Okay? Take it easy, take it slow, because when you're learning to dance, right, sometimes you lead and sometimes you fall. Life's a dance, you learn as you go. Sometimes you lead and sometimes you follow. Okay? It's very much about this. I love that Two of Pentacles energy coming up for you. If you feel like you're struggling now, treat it almost like you're in a dance, right? And you may have stumbled a bit, or the person that leading you maybe screwed up, but hey, it's not going to take away from your desire to dance. And when we're learning new things, increments, chunking, all that good, those good coaching things that come across. This is a card of baby steps. So take it easy through November and December, Gemini. Take it easy. Running down the road, try to loosen my load. I got a world of trouble on my mind. Right? I got 7 women on my mind. 4 that want to love me, 2 that want to show me. 1 says she's a friend of mine. It's simple. It's simple. Yum. Thank you. Thank you. It's so good. And take it easy. Absolutely take it easy. The thank you water, the batches that have been coming off the assembly line lately have been off the hook. This is good stuff, everybody. The new thank you water, like whatever they've been putting in it lately, has just been mind-blowing. It's awesome. And people always come to me because I'm like one of their spokesmen. They're like, hey, legend, where does the water come from? I'm like, that's a dang good question. So I'm writing a letter to the sponsors being like, where do you guys get your water? Where does it come from? And if anybody knows, you can type it into the chat. That's my question. Where does water come from? Busy mind. Yeah, the Eagles. I don't remember all the words. I rarely do. So DE Cosmo channel. Okay. Yeah, it's intense. It's intense, right? Rock the boat. Don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. This is what happens when we don't have music playing in the background. We get into karaoke. All right. Who's next? Who's next? What sign should we have next? As I check in D Cosmo. Lena. Desiree. We'll just call it Desiree. It's nice to get to know you, Desiree. You have an amazing channel, an amazing gift. And I want to thank all the tarot readers that have come to the chat and come to the channel. Thank you so much for sharing your gift. It's wonderful to be a part of the energy, to be with you guys through that, to encourage all the new people who started out just as watching this ding-dong. It's great. You guys, great things are in store for your futures if you're committed and you're authentic and you're dedicated to continuing it on. All right, we got 1 for Taurus, we got 1 for Sagittarius. I know Talia's been waiting for a while. Anybody want to break the tie? Other than Tati Taurus Tarot? Everybody, Tati Taurus Tarot, she is a network affiliate. Please, if you haven't checked out that channel yet, please do. Drop her a like and a subbity-bubbity. Jamie C, there's another one for Sagittarius. She's a Sagittarius. Mary Mo. No, and then that always goes into my Grease. I think about the other song. I love some Sagittarius. Let's go ahead with that. We got the fire energy. We got the fire energy coming up. That's nice. We've done 1 of water, 1 of air, 1 of fire now. So we have to do an earth sign next. We have to. We might just have to make it Taurus. We'll do Sagittarius and we'll do Taurus. How about that, everyone? Let me just write it down so I don't forget. Mahalia, it's great. Mahalia, are you still doing tarot readings over on your channel? Well, that was Gemini. And now we're doing Sagittarius. Boo. We have a vote in there for Leo, so that's good. It's nice to see diverse. A Taurus moon. Nice. And Taurus love the moon. You ever watch, like, it's funny, I've been out watching and getting in touch with some really amazing animals lately. And it's funny when you got a full moon and you got the bull out there. Have you ever seen a bull, any kind of bull, moose, bull, bovine, bull, bologna, bull in a full moon energy is majestic. Absolutely majestic. Okay, I'm getting these cards shuffled up here now. We're wanting to know what messages our Sagittarian friends need to hear. I love Sagittarian because Sagittarian, there's good depths to the gift. There's nuances and there's different boundaries surrounding the gifts that our Sagittarians bring to the tables, especially our awakened Sagittarian friends. It's really nice. There is an unparalleled level of energetic injection into situations, the level of social isness, loveness, right? And they bring the love to the room, right? We talk about Cancers being the love makers of the Zodiac. It's like Sagittarius always has a big bag of love with them, and they show up to the party or to the room, and they're just like, everybody partake. Everybody cheer the hell up. I'm Sagittarius, and I command you to cheer the hell up, right? That sort of thing. Don't take shit so seriously. Yes, it's got to be serious, but let's not take it that way. And that's a beautiful gift, the energy that I love that Sagittarius brings. Okay, let's see what they're going through as we go back to center stage for November, December-ish, right? These readings can be timeless. They can be on time. Wishing you all the best in peace, prosperity, joy, bliss, abundance, happiness, love, well-being. Truth and harmony, everybody. Let's see what our Sagittarius friends are dealing with. Hierophant reverse. Some of our Sagittarius friends may have a Taurus that they could be at odds with, and some of them could be feeling a situation where they need to upgrade, they need to renew, revamp. This, like, I'm picturing like people revamping, renewing resumes, going back to school, skill sets, things of this nature. People being at dead-end jobs, like something draining on Sagittarius. If your 9 to 5 is out there draining on you, Sagittarius, just know that this is kind of the time. This is like, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere, environment changes to the weather, okay, and the changing of the seasons as we go towards the winter solstice. This could be having you feeling a little bit uncomfortable about where your life has brought you, uncomfortable in the workplace, feeling like you could be doing more, you should be doing more, looking to escape the 9 to 5 routine. Dang it, let's face it, Sagittarius, you might just be long overdue for a dang vacation, okay? You might need to. You definitely want to, so you might just actually need to do it, and not make bones about it, not to think twice about it, just to go out and do it, right? The feeling is like, again, you may, as well, for some of our Sagittarian friends, this is about being locked up in society's conditioning, the things you were taught as a child, the things you were shown through your school years, the things that you were told that you must do or are must-haves, or it is the status quo, or it needs to be a particular way. And these are things that could have been repeated to you over and over through the media, through your parents, through other people in your life, and then they become locked in and ingrained as truth, and then that truth acts as your talisman, but it actually might be taking you far away from where spirit, the higher self, eventually wants you to end up. So you may be feeling a little bit divided, a little bit conflicted with it. Some of you as well may be dealing with things like bylaws, like property, stuff like this. Large, what we could say, if we weren't awakened folk, they would seem like obstacles. But this is the nitty-gritty, the ticky-tacky of tarot. You may have certain things where it's like, oh my God, like this property tax is too much. I wish I could just pull it all up and move to Belize or head off to Kathmandu, right? Or wherever it might be. Like, these are like larger things that can come in and tend to dominate and get you feeling a little bit like, this is kind of a bummer. We're on Sagittarius, Deb. All right, so this is what crossing the work. You guys fed up with work, chunked out at work, being like, man, boss man, get off my back, or like, give me some autonomy in my work. Give me some ability to really show my true talents. Again, it's overwhelmingly Sagittarius how stuck you're feeling about energy at work. And when you try to bring or interject more energy into the situation, it just, it leaves you feeling a little bit more tired. You may be feeling a little bit too, like you've been super selfless, too giving as of late. Because when we see a Eight of Pentacles in this position, what's helping you or hindering you? This is, again, this is about balance. It's good to be nose to a grindstone when you have a goal or something that you want to create that is very important to yourself. But if you've got your nose to the grindstone and you're doing something that it's just giving you a level of maintenance on your personal life and your reality level of things, this is tiring. Not just to the physical body, but to the spirit, to the mind, to the heart, all of it. So you may actually be looking, Sagittarius, at larger career changes or things that you can do to get out under the wing of somebody else's influence to actually go out and achieve more autonomy. And by autonomy, this is like independence, right? Nobody watching, looking over your shoulder, or nobody telling you, do it this particular way, hold the hammer like this, or make sure that your TPS reports are filed in triplicate, and that sort of stuff. You're sick of it. You've had enough, Sagittarius. And it's time to kick some ass, get out the door, right? Nice card to have for a card of the past. Six of Cups coming up for what we've been through here. It's a beautiful life, Sagittarius. It truly is. And I want to give you a pat on the back and a congratulations and commend you about your level of appreciation of how beautiful and how amazing and how awesome life is. This is a resonant energy that's not going anywhere. It's not going to let you down, and it's never going to leave you abandoned. This sort of thing. But again, with the Six of Cups, given what's up here in the center with this Hierophant and this Eight of Pentacles, the resonant energy here is this, like, you might need to actually go back and unlearn bad habits or retrain yourself in things that you've always done a certain way for, like, I know we're not really, but like to total levels of new approach and newness. It's really amazing what the wealth of experience can give you when you simply say, I'm not going to rely upon you. I'm going to leave you there in reserve and deal with it if I need to. It's like, maybe you're an accountant and you're the world's best accountant. It's a bad example for Sagittarius, I know. But say you're an accountant and that's all you've done your whole life is you've done that one particular thing and you do it perfectly and you do it to a T and you do it awesomely, right? But you've always done it that one particular way. But now it's like, it seems as though the life and the world is passing you by. It's asking for a brand new approach. You don't need to give up on this stuff. This stuff is here to serve you from your past. But don't allow your mindset to just be there, because what shows up, it's like, if you're doing the same thing today that you were doing yesterday, that you were doing last Thursday, that you were doing last November, that you were doing in 2007, that means that your past has more power in your present moment and in your experience of today than your present moment has. And that can be a dangerous place to be in, okay? But Six of Cups is a positive card. This is a beautiful card, okay? Very nice to see. Okay, oh yeah, this is good. This is good. Because our Sagittarians know. They recognize it. When it comes to the law of attraction, when it comes to the awakening process, when it comes to being harmonious with coming into spirit and fullness of living, our Sagittarians, like I said, they're deeply gifted. And their giftedness knows no boundaries. It knows no conditioning. There's no perimeter fence you can put up around what a Sagittarius, what you can expect from a Sagittarius, or what a Sagittarius might invent or might come up with. I know Pisces are the innovators and inventors of the Zodiac, but Sagittarius, it seems like they get a little bit of everything, and they can actually use the leftover energy to amplify things. So if you've got a current idea, Sagittarius, you've been pondering it, you've been thinking about, how do I get out of the situations, of the things that drain me energetically every day? It's like that feeling, I could kick this bad world's ass if I could just get on my feet. Or if I just had an extra week to get my ducks and my pigeons in order, get my P's and Q's taken care of, then I could be off and running. I could be taking this whole world by storm and kicking its ass. So that's what I'm saying. Take a dang vacation, Sagittarius. You deserve it. You need it. You want it. If it's an issue of the $dollar bill, y'all, just take the appropriate steps to make it happen. I mean, we deal with educated, smart people on this channel. We don't deal with really people that are completely helpless, right? Everybody that comes here and vibes here at least has a sense of determination and self-worth, that they actually get some shit done for themselves. So it's really good. I like that. The mustard seed analogy. That's huge. Okay? Wow. Near future, a reversal on a Nine of Pentacles. This is a sign for some of our Sagittarian friends. If you've been single for a long time, that might be coming to an end. You are closing out a large cycle in life when it comes to how you spend your time. So things are going to change for you. If you've been single, Sagittarian friends, don't be surprised if by year's end you are dating somebody or seeing somebody. If you've been working for the man for the last 9 years, don't be surprised if one day you just up and quit. You just stand up and say, F it, I'm done. I got a better offer, I got a better opportunity over here. The 9 of Pentacles, and we see it backed up by the 8 that's crossing you once you're through it. And it might take a little bit longer than New Year's. Don't get me wrong. Timing it manifests in many different ways. But this is an ending of a cycle of reality, a cycle of realism. For me as a reader, Pentacles are also time. Okay, they represent money, they represent things, but time is a man-made construct. So it falls into this category of Pentacles, that particular dimension for me. So this is about a 9. You guys know about the 99.9. This is the highest degree of change. You can expect change in how you're spending your time and how that manifests in your environment. So imagine the opposite of where you're at. If it is your desire to put yourself in a new and better situation, the universe is ready to accommodate. It's ready to help you along. It's ready to bolster you out of any kind of like mild forms of depression or feeling single or loneliness or that desolate kind of attitude. For any of our Sagittarian friends that have come for healing and are kind of wondering about this stuff, the universe is ready to act, and you yourself are ready to be your own catalyst to this larger change that is coming about. You just need a break so that you can get some momentum behind it, all right? We talked about this, you guys being kind of like these masters of being able to like get this law of attraction working for you, right? So when it comes to it, it's all about the momentum. And you're just a little bit stalled out right now. You're just like, if only I had the time to find the time to be doing something better with my time, I would go ahead and do it. So this is, if I was doing one of those old cryptic titled videos for Sagittarius, I would call this particular reading Breakaway. Like you're on a breakaway in hockey. You skated away from everybody else and you left them all behind. Or you've kind of like, you finally like smashed your handcuffs on an anvil and now you're finally like, you need to get free. You need to get liberated of this thing, even if just for a little while. You don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's what the 6 of Cups is saying, right? But you need to come out of this energy. And you're going to do it. This is the grounding energy. A reversal on the 8 of Swords. This, in its simplest form, when it's reversed, means liberation. It means being able to like get out of the thing that has left you felt like a caged orangutan, right? Or a feral hyena or whatever it might be. You're done looking in the mirror. You're done looking at the what ifs. You're done looking at hypotheticals. You're ready to say, no, there's no more hypothetical. This is the way it's going to be now. This is the way that it's got to go. And Sagittarius, again, for the second, I want to give you a pat on the back and congratulate you. It's so good that that did not come up. And it's, some of you, as a reader, it's always easier said than done. But I do see, like, you getting divine assistance through this process. You are having to take matters into your own hands here. But once you do, it's going to come back twofold because, it's like a pension plan. When you pay into it, the employer, kicks back in what you kick into. The universe is kind of like doing that. It's like, it comes back to the thing. Like, I love the people that are helping themselves because the universe is definitely going to recognize that and shine a magnifying glass on that and set you ablaze, set you afire. You just need to sort of like make that complete show and make sure if you are taking time off from work, responsibilities, your nest egg or the thing that, your bread and butter, your bacon, if you're taking that time off, do have some fun, do go on vacation, but make sure that it's complemented with this level of planning about what you are going to do next and what you're rocking, how you're going to rock out with your clam out, okay? Or however it might go. All right, 6 of Pentacles reversed, 4 of Cups. Yeah, because look, there you are in this healing process. You need to recognize, if you haven't yet already, which I think many of our Sagittarian friends have been recognizing, they're just not getting out what they've been putting in. And it's been that way for a little while. Some of it's you've kind of been glazed over. You've been conditioned. You've gotten used to it. So you're like, it's not that big a deal. It's not that, I can go for it for a little while longer, if I can just get through. But for many of you, the train is reaching the end of the line on these workplace situations and you needing to get a break, at least a little bit. For some of our Sagittarius friends, it's going to be a longer break, right? Because you haven't been doing it. You haven't been out traveling the world. You haven't been living life to the fullest lately. Don't mean to call anybody out, Sagittarius. And I know there's certain situations. Maybe there's kids involved. Maybe you got a family. Maybe you got somebody to support. And it's just not that easy. But these cards are looking at you being like, hey, guess what? Ding, ding, ding. You got about 100 years here to play with. You're awakening. You're coming into your blessings of spirit. Hey, why don't we just come back around full circle and inject some of this energy we give to social situations, we give to our employers, we give to people who need a hand up, and give that back to ourselves. Then maybe we can get up, we can go see the world, we can take a long needed vacation, a long needed trip, and do something more profound that is long overdue for ourselves. Okay? Sagittarius, I know I beat that one like a horse to glue. Bam! Like Kai the Hitchhiker. Bam! Right? What's going on here? Oh, just a bunch of silliness. So, no, it's not a bunch of silliness. Big hugs out to our Sagittarius, you know. What is it? Take a break. Take a vacation, right? Echo Beach, far away in time. Echo Beach, far away in time. You guys remember that jam? I don't even remember who sings it. But it's a song. My job is very boring. I'm in office work. I'm like an office clerk. The only thing that helps me pass the time away is knowing I'll be back at Echo Beach someday. Right? And then she goes on to sing about how Echo Beach is far away in time, right? And she's only dreaming of going. She doesn't actually get up and go, right? You missed your rising. Hey, I missed you, Small Wildflowers. Let me check you in, Small Wildflowers. Anybody else that's been watching, jump at me in the chat because I want to check you in and write your names down. Because, look, we're getting back to normal. I even have my thing kind of half-assed strewn out here in our temporary studios. But if you've been watching for a little while and want to say hi to me, we're in between signs right now. It's a good time to do so. Let me check you in. That way, the next time we do a program where it's individual Q&A and I give you guys one-on-one little mini roundtable readings, I make sure that I got the people that came and supported me here today. As Master Ophiuchus continues to slumber in his etheric space and read for the 12 signs. Hi, Deb. I'm going to make sure I got Deb there. And Small Wildflowers, it's been a while since we've seen you on live. I knew if I came on a Thursday afternoon, we'd catch you eventually. And thanks for being here, Small Wildflowers. So good to see you. All right. All right, and we got Deb in here. And we're going to get an oracle card out for our Sagittarius friends. All right. Hey, you're welcome, Talia. Thanks for being on the program today. Thanks for showing up and checking in. I appreciate that. Oh, Miriam's here as well. Hi, Miriam. We're reading for the signs today, Miriam. Thanks for coming in. Just be me, right? To be yourself is all that you can do. All right. I got you written down, Deb. I got you checked in. So make sure you set your bell, set your dinger, so that you can come and be a part of our next Q&A. Because, you know, it's good when I check you guys in, I can look back on it and be like, I really want to... support the people that support me with readings, especially when we're doing the free Q&A roundtable stuff. Love the chakras. You love them? Do you love? My next meditation video. For those of you that haven't checked out my meditation video, it's a presence one on happiness. You can put me on late at night. Put me on for your cat or your dog. We're interstellar, interspecies tarot channel around here. But I did post a meditational video about grounding yourself in the now. My next one, thanks to Cult of Destiny, she said you should do one for the chakras, for each of the chakras. I love the chakras, just like Jamie. I love that stuff. I'll go ahead and do it. And my first one's going to be the root chakra. And I'm going to be like, all right, everyone. Breathe deeply. Where is your butthole? Find your butthole. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Just know that it's there. That's your butthole. And that's where... because, we've gotten to this place where, meditation's kind of been watered down. My heart goes out because a lot of people have a tough time getting into that headspace and the discipline to actually meditate. It's healing. It's beneficial. It's like medicine. It's not to be just, done for the sake of doing kind of thing. Right? So, thanks, Small Wildflowers. Thank you for the blessing there. Thank you for the flower. That's a beautiful yellow one. And I'm definitely going to jot that down so we can make sure we get you out of reading. I forgot where I was. We're coming unchained here. We're coming unchained. Thanks, Small Wildflowers. I appreciate that. I do love the chakras. But meditation, more so than anything, from a philosophical point of view, it's meant to be fun. It's meant to be fun. You should have a big smile on your face when you're meditating. And it's not because you've unleashed the 10,000 petal lotus flower and now you're seeing the entire galaxy through your mind's eye. Added bonus, that's great. But you know, at the end of the day, it's really like, it should be these like, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 20 minutes, whether it's even just 1 minute, they can be so healing. But they're actually, when you meditate, it's supposed to be euphoric, okay? Or that's kind of the end result. And once you get to that point. So I'm thinking of doing some fun meditations for the chakras, where I will be like, focus now on your butthole. Don't touch it. Just know that it's there. Right? Fun stuff, right? And welcome to Rebecca. Let me check Rebecca in as well. Hi, Rebecca. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. We're gonna pull an oracle card for our Sagittarius friends. Then we're gonna be on to sign of Taurus. They don't bore us. They are sign of Taurus. How could you ignore us? We are Taurus. Hi, Taurus. But right now we want one more for Sagittarius, please. Sagittarius, one oracle card for Sagittarius. It ain't easy, but let's see what it's saying. Okay, Sagittarius, open your presence. This goes back to those gifts we were talking about, knowing no bounds. And let's pretend it doesn't say presents like gifts under the Christmas tree. Open your presence, as in your presence of now, your presence of mind, your presence of moment, because you will realize how valuable and gifted life actually is for you. We've been given a precious gift here, and we don't want to wake up one day being like, we pandered it all away. We just meandered through it, and we just like barely maintained our energy levels, and then we woke up like at the age of 66 and went like, fuck, I fucked up here. You don't want to ever be that, right? You want this beautiful catalyst number. Look at that, the big 33 up there. Open your presence. Get in the right side of the law of attraction, and remember that it starts with you, and it starts with that sort of thing. It's be like a little kid at Christmas, right? Little kid at Christmas is like they're if you don't celebrate Christmas, it's just an example. I know I'm not PC, but kid at Christmas opens a present. He's there with the family, gets a present that he really loves. He like gets it, jumps around, he runs around, and leaves the room. Right? He's like, I'm gonna go play with my new thing, and then he's gone, and poof, he's gone. He's out there making the most of it. Who cares? Great Aunt Ethel and Uncle Henry, they're sitting there being like, wow, little Jimmy should be really spending more time with us. Wow, it's like, no, let little Jimmy go. He got what he needed. He's got to be out, right? Sagittarius, open the gift, the fullness of the gift of life, and then absolutely take it and run with it like a kid at Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Right? Sorry, is it too early? We haven't had Halloween yet. Do you guys mind over the next couple months if I play Christmas carols? Just like all the FM radio stations in the world? Would that upset you guys if I just had Christmas carols on for 2 months straight? I know. Could you imagine? That would be out of control. I'd be out of my favorite Christmas carol lines are "Heaven and earth shall sing," and "Heaven and earth shall sing." Or "Heaven and nature." "Heaven and nature sing," and then "Heaven and nature's." I just like that line. It's brilliant. It's perfect for the moment. And my other favorite Christmas carol line is "A Rudy Toot Toot and a Tummy Tum Tum." That one puts me in the spirit. Of all of it, that one puts me in the spirit. All right. And of course, anything by, what's her name? Boney M. Right? I'm just going to stretch it out here for a minute, you guys. I'm on the floor, believe it or not. I got my table's here. I'm on the floor. I'm doing some stretches. No Christmas till after my birthday. All right, it's great to see you all. Oh, Yvette has jumped in. Hi, Yvette. Oh, Yvette. I gotta say, I was super jelly of those beautiful vacation. On the topic of vacation, those beautiful photos you put on the old Instagram there. That's perfect. And that's a reminder to everybody. I can't always get it wound up in like lots of messaging and get super personal with everybody. But to follow you guys, to see what you're up to on Instagram, and the fun little things that sometimes I post on Instagram, I find it's a great way. And I really see when Yvette jumped in there, I remember I was taken instantly to the beautiful picture she took of the ruins. Yeah, don't worry. We'll talk to our sponsors in a minute. It is. I have a little of the fizzy bubbly today. I needed it because, let's face it, I haven't been on a Thursday afternoon in ages. Right? You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. While you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. And speaking of dealing, we got to get Taurus's reading out here. Hi, Mercedes. I'm going to just check you in. Appreciate you for being here today, Mercedes. Mercedes. Oh, Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Look at a little. I should turn some music on. Shut the hell up. Okay, enough of the dribble drabble. Enough of the dingle dangle. Enough of the chitter chatter. Pitter patter. Let's get at her. We are going to shuffle up these cards. Cut these cards. What does Taurus need to know for November, December? Looking at Taurus for November, December. Eight of Cups, right? Don't let the sound of your own wheels make you crazy, Taurus. Okay? Life goes on, and it's nothing. It's not like a mountain that needs to be conquered. It's more like an open field that needs to be crossed. Okay? It's sometimes a lot. We think that a lot more effort is required than what actually is. So this is about kind of straightening emotional things out if need be. Taurus, I get a strong sense because you do feel very strongly about certain things, but sometimes it's very tough for those to compute up into the analytical mindset and be like, well, what should we do next? Or what do we do next? And that sort of things. And that's just kind of like that crazy eight, that 8 of Hearts style energy that flipped out of the deck. Let's go ahead and cut them up. Wishing everybody in the chat the best in all things. Peace, prosperity, joy, bliss, abundance, happiness, humor, truth, infinite blessings to all of the legendary beings in the chat. Love you all and appreciate your support from now till the end of time. Okay, for a long time anyways. I love you long time. All right, here we go. Up top for Taurus. And we've come into the fullness of the 9 of Cups. This is a very nice card to see here at the center of your reading. This has been a time of fulfillment for our Taurus friends. Unexpected blessings. Things actually just kind of like coming through on a whim and being like, oh wow, you're just giving that to me? Perfect, I'll take it. Or, oh wow, you showed up to help? That's perfect, I'll do that. Or, oh wow, I received money from this thing I did a long time ago and then forgot about? Oh wow, that'll help. It all is all kind of like working in Taurus's favor right now. It's a very nice energy to see 9 of Cups. But the main thing with it is just like, relax for a little bit. And it's good because in the 9 of Cups, typically the person in the card is always there. They're chilling out. They're sitting on the chair or they're relaxing. She looks like she just got ran like a pinball machine and now she's just like chilling there, you know, enjoying the endorphins, the positive things in her mind, right? And enjoying all the fullness of it all. So it's perfect. It's good to see the 9 of Cups. This can sometimes be a card of pregnancies. So for our Taurus, if you're giving birth to an idea, it may be there before you know it. Could be like a physical birth. Be on guard. If pregnancy is something that you want, then, you know, that's definitely a good time for pregnancies. You have to be guarded if pregnancy is something that you don't want and you're sexually active when you see the 9 of Cups, because that 10th cup is wanting to pop out. It's wanting to get you there. It's wanting to give you everything. But if you kind of want to take things in a more secure nature and have other ideas for your life, then, you know, guard against things coming to light. Be careful of your thoughts, as always with 9 of Cups in this particular situation, because things are about to change. And when things are at the precipice of change, our thoughts, more often than not, have a lot of power in innately creating the things in our life that we think about. Okay? It's very nice. Okay? 9 of Cups. I like that card. All right. Up. What's crossing? What's helping or hindering this situation is the Page of Wands. There she is. So confusion is nothing new, right? What was that old song where it's like Cyndi Lauper, I think, where she said confusion is nothing new. All right, so it's like if you do have questions, if there are certain things that are uncertain in your life and stuff like that, this is like about saying, hey, it's not going to matter. If it only feels like half-assed or melancholy, if you're not behind your own idea 100%, then there's no need to jump ahead or to get moving on it. This is about really knowing what you want and then confirming within one's own self that this is what you want. And if this is as such, then allow it to be there in your life without you like getting jumpy. I want to say like jumpy, or like jumping the gun, or jumping out ahead of it. It's almost as if like you have to step with it. It's nothing that you're going to direct or coax by getting out ahead of it and then beckoning it to follow you. It's almost as if you're allowing somebody else to take the lead right now, and you are more than happy to discern it and then to take it and judge it if you need to, okay? With the Page of Wands here. It's a lowly page, but the message that this page comes with, this is about certainty and uncertainty. And, you know, not everything in life is always meant to feel certain. And some people, they tend to get very uncomfortable when things are uncertain. And Taurus, okay, I'm not picking on you, but especially in Taurus, when you do have blessings coming in, you're like, well, what's the catch? You know, what's the uncertainty behind it? Where's the yang to this whole thing? You know, you get a little bit jumpy, and you can like sometimes tend to jump the gun and put yourself out in a situation where it's like you deflect rather than receive. So the Page of Wands is saying, stay open, stay in the receiving mode, and base that on your level of certainty for knowing, accepting, and coming into what you want to be, what you want to do, what you want to have. Doesn't matter. Could, like I said, could manifest in a million different ways. Taurus, not that they're a little bit jumpy, but at the same time, it's just saying that level of feeling with the Nine of Cups, the blessings that have come in, don't deflect these blessings away and only take 10% of them, or only take 20% of them, and then you've thrown all the rest away, right? And don't worry about like what the catch is. Sometimes the universe offers up a lot of fulfillment and a lot of blessing, and there absolutely is no catch, right? Certainty and stability, right? There it is. Oh, it came up straight. Number 8 major arcana now in the recent past. A lot of our Taurus friends have had to be incredibly strong to get through the past couple months. They may have felt resources being stretched out, having to be a little bit more sustainable to their own selves, a little bit more resilient in the face of certain adversities and certain challenges. The card of Strength is beautiful in that it resonates from the solar plexus. It's Mercury retrograde, everybody, if you didn't know it. I love to show it, but it is Mercury retrograde. But this card resonates from the solar plexus chakra, right? The card of Strength. This is about the fire inside, the lower Tao. Has to do with things like our willpower. So if you, big pat on the back to any of our Taurus friends that have come through situations where they've used their willpower. Maybe you've broken a bad habit. Maybe you've, done something was very difficult to do for your own well-being, but it was very difficult for you, and that sort of thing. And as for some of our Taurus friends, the realized karma of Taurus-Leo relationships, we could be in like the fallout or the washout of that sort of season. Some of our Taurus friends may have just said goodbye. Good day, good Leo. Good day, good Leo. I will see you later, Leo. Leo, go do you. I totally understand. All right, when we have Leo up here in the energy. Number 8 major arcana, the card of Strength. So, once you've done things that are hard to do and you found new levels of strength, well, what comes next? Well, now you're friggin' buff. You're ripped. You're torn. You got muscles popping out of areas that you didn't even know you had. So what are you going to do with all that strength? That's sort of the question, because it's like the feeling is it's almost pinnacled. We get this. Let me show that. You've almost like climaxed. You've been working out, or you've been working towards, or you've been gathering your strength, and now you're at the peak. Now that you're at the pinnacle. Well, when it comes to strength, there's a maximum point. There's a high end. It's finite strength. You max out. Okay, whether you're Samson, holding up the pillars and Delilah's over there cutting your hair, or whatever, you max out. You can only do so much. And perhaps some of our Taurus friends, they've realized, hey, there is only so much I can do to put myself at ease. And I've already done so much, and so much blessings have come in. So why not take some of your newfound understanding, your newfound strength, and now consciously project and direct good energy for progression in your own physical life, in your own reality. Progress it and project it forward, but it's all about the direction. You've got it all. It's like your kinetic energy. You're a loaded spring waiting to pop, Taurus. But now you're just like, or remember when you were a kid and you had a rubber band in the classroom and you were like wanted to shoot it at somebody, and it was like all loaded up, and you got the rubber band. You're going to shoot somebody with your rubber band, but then you're like, who am I going to shoot with the rubber band? That's kind of the feeling where I got you. I know it's a silly metaphor, but it's kind of the truth. It's like all the energy is bound up like a spring, all right? It's kinetic energy. Thank you for the flower there, Jasmine. We're reading for the signs right now. Let me talk to you while we're in between signs. But again, thank you, Jasmine, for the blessing. Who are we going to shoot that rubber band at? We're going to shoot it at Jasmine? Who are we going to turn around? We're going to shoot it at Lena or Desiree? It's like you needing to kind of pick a point on the compass or select what you want and then kind of like pull the trigger on it, because you've got the strength to have what you want, be what you want, get what you want, right? Biggie Smalls style. You can have it all. You've got the strength now. It's just about figuring it out and pointing it. And you've already received so much already. This is like, these next 2 months are going to be about you really being able to relax into your blessings. Okay? It's very nice. Wow. And they're there. Don't worry about it. This is the sun. The sun, the earth, or the sun, the world, and the moon card don't really have reversals for me because they're round things. And if you turn a round thing upside down, it's still the same. So with the sun card being up here, this is, again, with the 9 of Cups, are you kidding me? This is huge levels of fulfillment. And like Bob Marley style, like everything is going to be okay. Everything is meant to be there for you so that you can grow upon it, that you can progress upon it. And that brings me to the next point in this reading. This is the card for what's crowning the reading. The source energy being that of the nurture, the catalyst of new growth. Okay, people talk about the surety of the sun, but let's talk about the catalyst of new growth, because things don't grow without the sunshine. Right? You got to let it shine in. You got to let it be there for you, and you got to realize that, hey, it's going to be there today, same as it was as yesterday. And right now, it's almost as if Source has decided, hey, I'm going to shine blessings on tarot. You know, on Taurus. I'm going to show Taurus the fullness of their hard work, of their strength and their energy, and I'm going to give it all to them. And so, you know, you don't want to be one of these people, you know, they're afraid, so they hide away from the sun, and they don't block your own blessings at this time, I guess, is the only message that I have here. It's, you're on the right path. This is almost like a full-on confirmation reading for the sign of Taurus to let you guys know that you've deserved everything that's come in to this point. Don't let it backfire. Don't ever choose a direction or deflect it off most of the energies where you miss out on it, because it's all right there for you. Immerse yourself into it. It's like I picture Scrooge McDuck jumping into a big pile of golden coins, while Huey, Dewey, and Louie are over there being like, Uncle Scrooge, there's a problem, but Uncle Scrooge doesn't care because he's swimming in the pile of gold coins. And that's where you guys should be right now. You should really be just continuing on this path. It's very positive, a very nice reading. Okay, we've got a reversal on the Chariot card. All right, so what we have with that, this is a reversal on the Chariot card. Be careful of your interactions and your relationships now, karmic relationships with sign of Cancer. Major Arcana number 7, the Chariot. And again, I don't see you guys going too far outside of yourself, too far outside of your city, too far outside of your state. You, again, are one of these signs that is very much into that nesting phase. We talk about it in the Northern Hemisphere. Winter's coming, King of Thrones style. But it is, typically at this time of year, we are still in a very much like a nesting, hibernation style phase. So the reversal on the Chariot card is being there's no need to go anywhere too far or go out of your way. I don't see you guys being called away from your own situations at this point in time. Make sure you got your winter tires on. Make sure you check your windshield wipers, check your oil, all that good stuff. If you're upwardly mobile and you have an automobile, take good care of it. Take good care of it, you silly. Okay? That's the Chariot reverse. I know, we're the ticky-tacky. Sometimes some of this stuff is very mundane. It's I see a card, I'm yeah, check your dang oil. You need to, right? All right. Justice card up. Wow, lots of major arcana. We've got Strength, Chariot, the Sun, and now the Justice's card is here upright. Yeah, you've received all this because you've deserved it. Don't ever doubt that, Taurus. Don't ever doubt that what you're happening is maybe some weird fluke or coincidence of the universe and being be scared of this stuff. You've earned it. You've worked hard for it. You've been fair to others. You've shown other people the light. In certain situations, you've been more than patient. This is about fairness in the way that you've treated others. You've lived your life as such. You've ground yourself as such. Not much is changing in this reading for you, Taurus, other than the fact that the blessed, it's I mean, if you've ever like played a slot machine and hit a jackpot, and some quarters come out and you're like, okay, well, that's enough quarters. It should be turning off soon. And then you realize just how that the quarters just keep coming out of the bottom of the machine. They're like ding, 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 and you're like, it should be stopping soon, but it doesn't, and it just keeps going. So that's incredible energy to be in and to be around with that Justice card. Because whether it's good luck, whether it's just, things coming to fruition, you've earned it and you've deserved it, and you shouldn't doubt it. That's all that's crossing this reading. It's just a little bit of doubt. Look at everything else around it. Absolutely brilliant, breathtaking, wonderful spread, wonderful cards. It's fabulous. The only thing that's crossing it is don't let doubt get in the way. All right, for healing now. The hermetic portion of this situation. Yeah, liberated, Queen of Swords. Okay, don't self-sabotage. That was a message maybe for somebody that's watching later or somebody that really needed to hear it. And it's not that you will. It's just like, don't overthink things. Similar to the Sagittarius reading, you got to stay out of your head about it. You got to stay liberated in the now. Be very much being like, well, it's here now. I might as well freaking enjoy it, because if I don't, the moment will never come back again. That's why the Queen of Swords, that's why her sword is so sharp, right? It's here in the Justice card, and the Queen is carrying it as well. People see this sword in the symbology, they often talk about truth, but I like to talk about this sword as like, this is the ever-present now. It's here and now it's gone, and now it's now again, and it'll never be now ever again, right? It's a little philosophical. It's a bit to bend your mind around, but once you do, you don't self-doubt, and you come into the fullness of the moment. Then it's like all this stuff, whatever you're doing, whatever's happening to you, anything good that comes in, it's like you're taking it in and you're locking it down, and you're putting it in your repertoire of awesomeness of things that you have all around you. So it's really good. Six of Pentacles reversed and a Knight of Wands reversed here at the end. All right, yeah. Remember that jumpy, that kind of like that itchy trigger finger with the rubber band on your finger? Got that itchy trigger finger? Any caution that I would prescribe to you guys at this point in time is don't jump the gun. Don't get out ahead of things. Just simply walk parallel. Walk with these things. Walk with these next couple months of your life. Relinquish expectation. Relinquish regret. Relinquish, I got the fizzy bubbly burps. Relinquish anything that makes you feel less in the present moment. Because once you do that, you be like, you have this unstoppable energy. Like Pamplona, the running of the bulls, right? That sort of thing. Unstoppable type energy. All right? Very good stuff to see there. All right. So that was Taurus. We're going to get an oracle card up for Taurus. A tauracle. We'll get, not rhetorical. You don't need to be rhetorical. It's just an oracle for Taurus. Therefore, it is a tauracle. I'll put it out there. Anybody that has just tuned in, we're in between signs right now. It's a good time to let me check you in, catch my attention, that sort of thing. We'll give a shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Saruji Lee, to Tati Taurus Tarot, everybody. You see her there in the chat. Check her channel out. It's really cool. There's a lot of good stuff. Roundtable personal readings. We're reading for the signs today. And when she comes on, she'll usually be able to come around to be able to get you a very accurate, authentic reading. Okay? To Heidi Doris, I think I'm saying that wrong. Hopefully I'm saying that wrong. To Heidi Doris, the deck we're using today is called the Mystic Dreamers Tarot. I've had this deck for like going on 5 years now, and I absolutely love it. The cards are beat down and worn out, but I don't have to question. I have no page of wands when it comes to delivering the messages coming from these cards. She did a beautiful job of creating this deck. So big shout out to Heidi Doris in our community. We have a Silver Winger Stock Car Emporium. That is the location. That is the building location. We're here in a Stock Car Emporium. There's like all of these crazy, immaculate cars all around. And they said, yeah, go ahead. Use the corner of the building. You can tap into the Wi-Fi and enjoy it. So special shout out to the Silver Winger Stock Car Emporium. Don't worry, it's not a real thing. To protect the innocent. Names have been changed to protect the innocent. And to macaroni artists everywhere. Where the hell would we be without macaroni art? I'll tell you where. Up shit creek without a paddle. Macaroni art is the cornerstone, the foundation of our entire society. You might think that it's a presidential election. You might think that it is Mesopotamia and Alexandria. You might think that But no, everything that we have, everything that all of our existence would be for naught if it was not for macaroni art. So I want to say thank you to artists everywhere, and especially for those of you that partake in macaroni art. Okay, Jasmine, let me check you in. Oh yes, and Jasmine, thank you so much for hitting us up on the super chat line. I'm going to make a special note of that, Jasmine. Now, Jasmine, if you will allow me to honor your flower that you've given there, maybe not like right now, because what I've been doing is taking a broad approach, and we've been reading for the signs. But if I put you like on a top of a VIP list, you can see we're halfway back to normal in the studio here now. I'm like, we're half-ass back set up here. We're almost rolling. For me to put you on the top of the list of people that I read for next, I just wanted to get readings out for the 12 signs today. And hopefully that would be okay with you. I definitely don't want to overgo. And if you have a tarot emergency, and if you happen to be the only one and still here at the end of today's broadcast, I would be happy to flip some cards for you. But I'm just really kind of want to stay on track right now, which is hard enough for me as it is, because my mind's like a popcorn maker. I'm popping off everywhere. Oh, and Norman. Norman is here. Everyone, it is a mini community appreciation week. We wanted to say hi to Edith Tarot. Tati, Edith, I'm sorry. I forgot to hit the button, and now I'm a ding-dong. I can't get in there to do it because the OBS is running. I completely screw everything up. But Edith, I'm going to unhide you because something happened and somebody got butthurt, and they hid you in the chat for some reason. Shout out to Edith Tarot, to Lena, to the Cosmo channel, DE Cosmo channel, to Jamie C's, hopefully I'm saying that wrong. And now we see Norman Jean Baker, who again is growing a nice emerging channel of tarot and these roundtable style readings, which we all love and get together for. So it's absolutely incredible. Okay. Oh, Tati's got to go? Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, take care, Tati. Thanks for being in on the program. Okay, I appreciate that. Who else do we have? Robin's Realms Readings. Special shout out to Robin's. Special shout out to Crafty Tarot today. Jamie C's. Gazelle Tarot over there, and I think she's in Ontario somewhere. And Charlie's Angels, way over there in Hungary or Australia. Charlie sent me a message. Shar sent me a message, and I said, I can't forget about anybody. Because especially when we're doing our shout outs. I don't like to forget about anybody. But sometimes it happens. All right? And to our other sponsors, the good people at the Real Thank You Water, reminding you that this guy gets thirsty. And so do you. And when you do, try some of this. Because it's really good. You put it in you, and then you become like a ninja. I don't. Who writes this stuff? Who writes this stuff? All right. You hoser. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, absolutely. Hey, pitter patter, let's get at her. We still need an oracle out for Taurus. A tauracle. Not a rhetorical, but a Taurus. Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, Edith. I forgot to click you on the button to unhide you. I'm a ding-dong. I'm sorry that happened to you. Okay? So, and as a result, what we're going to do, everybody that's got a blue wrench, it's nothing personal, but I'm going to be removing all the blue wrenches. Okay? For the next one. And then we're going to do rotating moderators and give some other people a chance. I don't want to fill up like with the entire thing being blue, because to me that's a clear indication that the people running those channels where everybody is blue, it's not good. It's just not good. Okay. Taurus, it's time to fly, right? You've been grounded. You've been blessed. Like I said, what are you going to do with all that strength? It is in that sun energy. You guys had the sun card up in your... It is time to fly. Okay, I don't see particularly, this is more of a metaphor. I don't see our Taurus friends traveling too far too soon in the next couple months, but this is more of a metaphor of being like, what are you going to do with your life? I want to rock. It's time to fly. It is time to fly, Taurus. It's time to be like, you got enough wind beneath your wings right now. To quote the great Bette Midler, you have the wind between your wings, and now it's time to fly. Okay? And that is very fly. Absolutely. Okay. And donations. Yeah, we're doing all that stuff. Oh, you're welcome, Rebecca. Thanks for enjoying. Thanks for being here. Thanks, everyone. Who's next? Who's next? We've done one of each of the elements. We've done one of earth, one of air, one of water. We've done Scorpio, Gemini, Sag, and Taurus. Who's next? Or who's been waiting around for a particular sign to come next? Anybody? Anybody? Now's the time to get out of the guy. Get out of the brother. Get out of me. And we'll have quite a time. All right. It was a good one. I just want to do a time check, see how long we've been on for. 15. Okay. I don't even know here. Can't even see it. It was a good one. So who's next, or do you guys want me to pick? You guys want to? I could pick at random. Yvette asked for Libra. Absolutely, Yvette. Absolutely. Thanks for being in it. Thanks for being engaged with the chat. Appreciate that. Libra. All right, Libra. To all of our, let me go to the library. See what I can find out about Libra. It's tough. I have so much fun doing these for you guys that I come a little bit ungrounded. It has been my primary, most number one challenge about my balance between like becoming completely like euphoric and then remaining to stay like super grounded so that, you know, it gives it that level of purity to it. Speaking of purity, good timing. Christina L., welcome to the chat. Good to have you here today. I got you checked in, Christina. We got a broader prospect today. Today we are, Master Ophiuchus is sleeping in the stardust, and we're doing a reading for all 12 signs, okay? And that's kind of what's going on here. All right. Oh, Mercedes has asked for Aquarius. We can definitely get around to Aquarius. I love my Aquarian friends. Absolutely. No, I don't dislike anyone, but it's good to have. Ace of Cups shuffling out. Just got to get grounded now here for Libra, right? Sometimes they definitely, our Libra friends, they do require like conscious grounding activity. Like it is so key to keep things fluid for them sometimes because it's about finding balance, right? And I just spoke a little bit about the balance that I try to attain between groundedness for authenticity and then just being completely submerged in the euphoria I feel when I do these readings for you guys. I wouldn't do them without you. So thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot to me. It really does. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up when the videos come out. All that good stuff. It really helps me out. But yeah, our balance, the Libra. And we've just come through Libra season, right? And we've just seen our Libras actually kind of like a resurgence or a reemergence of sort of energies and happiness. Dare I say happiness? I do feel that our Libra friends, while the sun was transiting this, they got like a supercharge, like a booster charge, being like, you know what? There's no need to be down. Young man, there's no need to feel down. You can just go there, right? Libra's kind of like, things became clear for them last month. We'll see if it's reflected in the reading in the past position, but I do get this sense of clarity from Libra where it was like, yeah, things started to click and things actually made sense for the reasons that they were supposed to make sense, and that really helped Libra elevate their game of like being like, yes, I can feel happy, I can feel content in all this good stuff. All right, so let's take it back to center stage. We're going to cut the cards for Libra. They are well shuffled. Just call me Mr. Shuffle-Up-A-Guess. Wishing you all the best in all things, peace, prosperity, joy, happiness. You know the drill. Infinite blessings to the entire chat. Let's just say that. Here we go for Libra, everyone. Up off the top, the High Priestess. This is kind of a nice 2, right? Well, I better hold it like this. This is a 2, right? This is a card of like duality in its finest, because duality in its most basic form is really non-dual, and that's a little esoteric. That's a little philosophic, but I feel our Libra friends are in that type of energy because it's like, yeah, They've had this moment of like, yes, you can rest assured, Libra. It's going to be okay. You're throned. You're seated. You're secure. Everything around you. And it's like, again, with this scientific progress, you've come around to new levels of understanding that have brought you a level of comfort. But what's going on here is now the next chapter begins. The next phase begins in terms of like now more questions arise. So ask yourself, Libra, do you really want to go down that path or that particular avenue of where your mind takes you when it asks you the new questions? Because remember, you have the creative control to dismiss or to investigate anything that your mind or that society or that your world and environment bring forward. And the High Priestess is there to remind you of the power that you hold in that. You don't have to be drawn along. You don't have to be carrot fed like a donkey. You don't have to follow anybody that's not worthy of being followed. You don't have to get with anything that is not worthy of your time. You ultimately, you're the high priestess. You get to decide. You get to choose. You can have it your way. Full Burger King, have it your way, or Subway, make it or whatever it is, right? You can do this kind of stuff, and you can do it with a level of surety now, which is a very positive energy for you to see. Some of our Libra friends may find themselves in situations over the next couple months where they may be the catalyst for things that need to be exposed or information. People might be probing Libra to find out, hey, what do you know? What have you found out? Can you comment on this particular situation and stuff like that? So if you find yourself, Libra, surrounded with nosy people asking you a million questions, you might just find yourself having to stand in your power a bit and saying things like, that's really none of your business. That's really nothing to do with you. That's really nothing, and stuff like this. Because with this high priestess energy, it can be attractive for all the wrong reasons sometimes. It's because people want to discover that which, even if it doesn't have anything to do with them, they need to have their noses in it, or they need to know about it, right? So you may find yourself a little bit standoffish because you've plateaued to a certain degree, Libra, but now you're here in a nice level of balance, and I like this energy around you. Stand in your power these next couple months, and I don't think you'll have too much trouble doing so. Oh, crossed. What's helping you or hindering you, Libra? What's helping you or hindering you is this Three of Wands. Again, 3 is our catalyst number. We talked about it. 3 is the one thing that is the newness, that once the two things were balanced, then the Ace of Wands comes in there. It becomes odd again. It used to be even and squared away, and now we introduced a third thing, and it became odd. So some of you might be being forced to ask to choose between friends, choose between lovers, to find out about third-party situations. Hopefully it's nothing too terrible, but this stuff always comes through with tarot, right? There could be like suspicion and things about like people wondering about like, how are you spending your time, Libra, and Inquisition. But the Three of Wands is a very beautiful card when it comes to spiritual energy, all right? Because spirit is always moving. It remains dynamic. Even when life is static and life remains kind of one foot in front of the other, spirit is always engaged more like dancing, more like fluid movement, like the ebbing, the rising and subsiding of the tides. It is a to and fro and come and go. It is not as linear as most Libras like it to be. So if there's things even long from the past that you've longed to understand, or being like, what is the reason behind it? Or why did this happen to me? It's kind of like, be willing to let go. See, she's got her hand on the one wand there, and even in the regular depiction of this deck, the person has their hand clearly on one wand, while the other two sit there as being like, kind of like options, right? So this is asking you to a certain degree to do some letting go. If you're feeling hindered by really truly needing to figure out, why the hell did things turn that way? Or what did I do to deserve this? What have I done to deserve, right? It wasn't you. It wasn't personal. This was meant for you to be like taken up like a dance partner, very light on your feet, and moved about and whirled about life and the time of your life and your environment, kind of like in a whirlwind type energy. And it's okay because you're an air sign. It's fine. But then again, when it's time to return to the ground of nature to feel stable, you feel like, well, sometimes it just ain't fair. Am I meant to be like strewn about, blown about, just kind of more carefree and airy-fairy? Or should I really get my heels dug in and get stuff done, or like make gains, or be responsible, or whatever it might be? And with this high priestess being here, like I said, this choice is really up to you. But this is about feeling comfortable in your own shoes, standing in your power, so that if a strong wind comes along, you're not going to get blown away. If some sort of like whirlwind activity, or whether it's a rumor mill or the potato chip mill or whatever it might be, or some like, you're getting 17 offers from Sunday to do different things with your life, to be like, I'm going to take the time. I need to decide about this sort of stuff before I come out, before I unbuckle my shoes and I'm going to spread my wings and fly away. I'm going to take the time I need so that I can feel certain about this kind of stuff, right? Or however it's manifesting for you. The Three of Wands is also a card of spirit made manifest, right? So you may, for our Libra friends, through Scorpio season, we talked about it, the intensity of what's going on. It's a very psychic time, and we just came across the cusp of reality. Don't be stressed out or weirded out if you're having some very intense dreams, some very lucid dreams, some very vivid visions, things like that. Spiritual experience could be heavily abound and impressed upon for our Libra friends. Okay? What are we coming through? Wow, a few signs have had this. This reversal on this Fool card. So this is coming out. Again, and we'll say it, no different than we said for the other signs when it showed up in this position. There is no need to do anything rash. There is no need to go like out on a limb or out on a whim or above and beyond. You can maintain. You can really be in a point of certainty or make sure that it's fine because you have recently made decisions that have made your life better or have brought you to a better point where when you are feeling conflicted, or if you are feeling conflicted, you do now have like a knowledge base or a practical application thing to test newness against, or when it's like, well, I'm presented with this and I've just come through a situation where I've dealt with XYZ and I've learned A, B, and C. I don't have to get too uptight about this thing, or I don't have to act drastically right now, because you could be finding yourself like I remember when I said other people are going to be coming to you, asking you, maybe probing you for information. You might be ticked off. You might be pissed off, Libra. You might be like something like, this is unfair. This isn't right. And that sort of thing. So I'm asking you, you might find yourself holding your tongue, and you might find yourself in a situation where it's like, you might have to just remove yourself from certain people, from certain situations over the next upcoming months. So it's like it doesn't drive you to the brink of like doing something rash, or like, you know, spilling the beans on something that, you know, you would hope to keep confidential for a friend or for yourself or for something like that, right? It's very interesting. Some of it could be at a real crossroads for our Libra friends, but it's okay. It is very much okay because innately, the universe, source, however you say it, it's taking you on to the next thing now. It's okay to feel secure and happy with how far you've come, but it's not meant to be static. Like I said, it's meant to be dynamic. The game keeps going on. Life keeps moving along. And if we stay too long in one particular thing, being like, whew, I made it. Okay, I'm here now. I can just settle into this, right? And I'm fine. But then next thing you know, there's a knock on your door, or source gives you some sort of vision, Libra. And it's like, wow, I have to get up and I have to get going and I have to get moving again. Well, unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. And that's the nature of like Libra when it comes to like being grounded and then lifting your wings again. Sometimes the hardest thing that a bird has to do, especially for the big birds, is actually come in for that landing. And when they're there, it's perfect. But even a bird that's grounded knows eventually it's going to have to build up the energy to get up off the ground and get flying and rise above once again. Speaking of rising above, your source energy card is that of the Hangman. Okay? You have a lot more options right now than you're actually perceiving, I feel, Libra. There are a lot more different things that you can do, or different ways that you could go, or different ideas that you could act upon right now. I feel as though you might be like feeling like you have a bit of tunnel vision right now, saying like it has to be a certain way, or based upon what the circumstances are today, that things are limited. But there might be certain things that our Libra friends have not looked at, or there may be things that have remained a little bit hidden or forgotten about by our Libra friends that could actually bring a lot of joy and fulfillment and help to catalyze the process of allowing life to feel really a lot less resistant and a little bit more carefree. The Hangman always has like overtones like, ooh, it's like they're suspended there. But the truth of the matter of this card here is that there is a nice balance that Libra can really resonate with if they are in understanding and if they can perceive the other side of the coin. Like saying, take any profound truth or anything that you've been told at any time in your life, Libra, and you could flip it and you could say, well, can the opposite be true? Can the reverse of that be true? And sometimes you may be pleasantly surprised to find that, holy wow, holy cannoli, Batman, the opposite of that can also be true. I also have the ability to go this particular direction. Or like, when Morpheus asked Neo to take the red or the blue pill, what would have happened if he ate them both? or kick Morpheus in the teeth. Like, there's always could be, like we said, this third wand, this third option. It doesn't have to be. I mean, yin and yang govern very many things, but when we introduce 3, the mother of the 10,000 things, and the birth of your chi, your breath, your breathing, your breath, you may find that there's a happy middle, or there is when a plant shoots out a new growth or a new shoot, and it's now triangled, like this triangle style energy, where it's like, it doesn't have to be black or white. It doesn't have to be red or blue. It doesn't have to be left or wrong. It can be, that which you create, that which you've understand and now have formulated into what you want to be, where you want to go, and have that as your roadmap. Okay? Absolutely. Can't make this stuff up. 2 of Pentacles reversed here. This is here, again, we talked about it a little bit. The focus might be a little bit too narrow, Libra, because you're feeling very settled, very comforted in being like, yes, this is great. I finally understand. I get it now. And then again, something's got to come along and just question, like, oh yeah, well, did you think about this? Oh, well, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do about this? And unfortunately, to see this 2 of Pentacles reversed energy in your very near future, it's being like, you can feel free, Libra, to shut off the world and focus on yourself and do the things that you want to do, and just like take your project or your favorite thing to do and close yourself off and run with that one particular thing. But in the long run, the more that you do that you keep that focus narrow, there is the potentiality for missed opportunity. Okay, I'm seeing missed opportunity in this 2 of Pentacles being reversed here, or at least the potential for it. So what I would say is, like, do your best from a time, work-life, not a work-life balance, but a time management side of things, to keep things open and to be open both socially and with yourself, and saying, yes, maybe it's time to turn off Dungeons and Dragons, or This Is Them, or the World Series, or whatever it is that you're into, and say, I'm going to go out, I'm going to try that new Mexican restaurant down the street. Or I'm going to put myself in a position where I'm on an eastbound train to Georgia, and it's going to be awesome because I can go and see the things that I've never seen before, because that's a part of it. It almost feels as if you're like being beckoned or called towards more right now, which is kind of ironic, because the sense of the feeling is of where you're at present time is that you've just gotten settled, that you've just kind of felt a little bit more stable in that which is now your new understanding. Grounding it, 8 of Pentacles. So for some of you, this has strictly to do with your work and your career. With the 8 of Pentacles be here and that which is grounding you, there's nothing wrong with how you're going about with your approach in your professional life and in your career path. This is actually a very positive confirmation and affirmation that, Libra, you are in the right here. And if there is like anything weird political, or if there's like workplace politics or stuff that go on here, do your best to like keep your nose to the grindstone and stay out of it, because sometimes, like, even if you're offered that very difficult promotion where it's like now ethically you're responsible for like other people and like other people that are in similar positions, if you're having to deal with anything that's clandestine within the workplace, it's like now you're privy to the new shit, about the new stuff, but it's forcing you into a place where it's like, oh, it's resonating in an opposite direction, where it's like, oh, there could be a little bit of resentment buildup because of having to like keep things secret or remaining ethical in something. I'm seeing maybe a specific message for somebody there. But again, the 8 of Pentacles, this is Virgo energy, this is grounding energy. This is what I've been talking about through the whole reading, about this new level of being like, I'm here now. I feel comforted. I feel warmed. I feel like the waves of the ocean have settled down a little bit. But unfortunately, it's like the eye of the hurricane right now for you, Libra. It is just like there was a calm before the storm came, and now there's a little break in the storm, but you can see more dark clouds on the horizon. Don't be fearful of it, but just make sure you're making the most of your time between now and what your foreseeable future, what perhaps is coming in regards to work, relationships. Like I said, these are general readings, manifests in 1.5 million ways that is coming in so that you're set up, that you're staying stable in it, and that you're going to remain unmoved. You're going to remain in this High Priestess energy. So it doesn't matter what Charlie and Diane and Frederick and Felipe do or want to know, or you know, that person that offers you into that pyramid scheme thinks, there's a sucker born every minute. No, you're just having none of it. You're like, I have new realizations now, and they have become my foundation. And I want to give you a big congrats and a big pat on the back for that, Libra. But I also want to tell you, like, it's not quite time to sit down yet. It's not quite, relax, take care of yourself, but make sure that the most of your time that you're making, it's because there are more challenges coming. And that's not a bad thing. If there were no challenges, there would be no contentment. Okay? Again, we talk about yin and yang, the Libra-ness of this reading, right? There is no without. There is no contentment without challenge, and that sort of thing. And it is very much, Libra, in the life path of the destiny and the sign that you were born under, to have mastery over how the yin and the yang propel you from, like, stop and go. And it's really quite interesting. So more of the same of that. And you guys are probably quite used to it. And what I see is a little bit of disruptive energies in your guys' workplace. There's not much coming through for relationship in these readings, other than you may wish to look outside your current situation and your current attitudes towards life, relationships, dating, and being social right now into a more broader focus. Yeah, work is upside down for you guys right now. Dang, Dingle. Says office place stink bomb, or somebody's hanging out around the corner, and it's not looking good. The rumor mill is afloat, and it's like, it can be very tempting at the same time, but you're rising above it here. The Page of Swords reverse is being like, you're not going to play any childish BS games. You just became acutely aware now of some of these subtle and intricate games that people play, and you're like, ha ha ha, you're not going to fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, now don't even worry about it. It's not going to happen, because you guys are rising above this sort of stuff. We got the Moon card out here. Yeah, something's locked up in some deep secrecy for our Libra friends, okay? So communicate clear, communicate effectively, and communicate as much as you see fit. And that is your shining light through this month, is your mastery of what you communicate, how you report information, how you hold information, both spiritual and in the ticky-tacky, the nitty-gritty of daily life. The Eight of Wands is a beautiful card to come up here at the end of all this, like, faded secrecy, clandestine stuff that's going on here, because it really boils back down to communication being the shining light. So again, you may find yourself, Libra friends, evaluating your levels of trust with the people around you again, and being like, maybe, spot a wolf in sheep's clothing, or however that old saying goes, right? Whew. That was kind of heavy, Libra. That was kind of heavy. Either that, or it's like, I'm not used to doing these. We're taking a broader approach today, everybody. That's right. Everybody here, we're kind of in a broader format today, and we are reading Master Ophiuchus is Sleeping in the Stardust, and we're doing the 12 readings for the signs, for the 12 signs. We're kind of half-assed getting set back up here. I opened a box. I got all my decks. I got my curtain back up here, and I might be able to come on a little bit more this week than normal, which is kind of good, because everybody that's joined us is like, he's reading for the signs. I can't have my question answered. It's okay. I'll be able to come back on, and I'm just checking everybody in as they come in, so that I can take note of thank you for your support, and thank you actually for coming out. And I want to just take a minute to check in April Fuentes. Welcome, April. So nice to see you here finally, you stinker. I see you on so many other amazing tarot channels. I'm like, why does April never come to my tarot channel? What did I do wrong? How have I upset April? She's on such an amazing person on all these other tarot channels, and she never comes to mine. What did I do to upset April? And then I realized it's just because she never heard about us before. She doesn't know what goes on here. And so welcome, April. It's so nice to have you here. I'll check you in. And along with Jessica the Goddess, an amazing supporter of this channel. Thank you so much, Jessica the Goddess, for being here. We did read Taurus already. They were out of the gate, actually just before Libra. I'll do some timestamps later. If you guys want to go with the flow, or put on your own set of gumshoes and go back and look for the stuff, you can. But Hopefully I can get some timestamps up later. So you guys, if you're bored in the middle of the night, you can come back and listen in. Okay. No, it was in this one. It literally just happened like half an hour ago. Hey, thanks, Small Wildflowers. It's so awesome of you to be here. Yeah, you're here now, right? That's good. That's really good. Let me just check in April, and let me check in Jessica the Goddess. Thanks, Jessica. You are amazing. Ladies, we wouldn't do the program without you. It would just be me talking to the ceiling, dancing on the ceiling. We want to shout out to our sponsors right now. Want to acknowledge Heidi Darris right now, okay, the creator of the deck we're using today. This is a Mystic Dreaming Tarot. This is one of my favorite tarot decks of ever. It's really good, and she created it, so big shout out to her. To Tati Torres Tarot, who is gone now, was here earlier. She is a network affiliate and a supporter, a Patreon supporter, so we like to help her channel grow by shouting her out as much as we can. Great roundtable, personal Q&A style readings going over at Tati Torres Tarot, everybody. I'm sure you've all heard of her before. She's really great. To the good people at The Real Thank You Water, reminding you that if you get thirsty, you can have some. Put it in you. Turn into a ninja. Available wherever water is. Have some. It's good for you. Shout out to Silver Winger Stock Car Emporium. They are our host for present time. They've allowed us to use some of the building to do our thing. All right, they got all these amazing stock cars around here. It's just been like a dude's man cave heaven, man dude heaven. To Saruchi, who we see in the chat room now, Saruchi also supports us over on Patreon for like as little as like $1 a month. And that means like when I do cards for Saruchi, I'm like, here comes some more. Here comes some more. So thanks, Saruchi, for finding me on Patreon. And last but not least, to macaroni artists everywhere. This is my own personal thing. I want to thank everyone who has ever done macaroni art, that does macaroni art, or that is planning to do macaroni art in the future, because our entire society, believe it or not, is based on macaroni art. Mainstream media will try and tell you different. You're here listening to #truth. If it was not for macaroni art, we as a society would be up shit creek without a paddle. We would not understand anything going on. So thank you to those that have led the way and to macaroni artists everywhere. All right. That said, we didn't get an oracle card out for Libra yet, did we? Let's get an oracle card out for Libra. We'll move on to the next sign. And if anybody's been watching that I haven't checked in yet, now is the time to get my attention, because these things, what are they, about like 10 minutes long, these little readings? They're being really good. You're on holiday. That's great. Be on holiday. That's what you want. Can you tell me about your channel? Yes, this is an interstellar, interspecies tarot cornucopia of information, laughter, and bubbliness. We are here for two primary reasons. Happiness, to promote happiness, and to promote imagination. I've been reading tarot cards for coming on 23 years now. Professionally, I used to do it before internet was a thing. We used to do it over the telephone. For those of you old enough to remember Miss Cleo and remember when TVs were actually giant boxes, that's how long I've been doing tarot for. Okay, Libra, here you go. This is your oracle. I got your back. This is a really nice message, and I feel this is good because no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to protect you from ding-dongs out there that would tend to like just use you for the moment or like pretend to be your friend and then run the other way. You've understood this already. So the catalyst thought or oracle moving forward being like, I got your back. And this is in promotion of self. Be your own best friend in these situations. Take the high road, but take the high road for you. Don't get yourself into shady shit to begin with, so that when it all does come tumbling down, you'll be like, know what? I'm not liable. I took care of my shit. And then there's, you don't even have to question that. Okay? That's just a little bit of my background, a little tidbit for me for April, because we're finally connecting up here. And April, normally I will do personal readings, super chat and free and via PayPal, but today, like, I'm very non-linear. Like, I'm not a big fan of the long lists and reading through the lists and then having moderators I'm not a big fan of that. I like to read for the people that resonate in the chat and do all this stuff. I'm old as balls, and that's all I'm going to say. So like, we keep it non-linear. So just vibing with us and feeling a part of the whole situation. And we have people here. That we're multi-generational. We've got millennials. We've got baby boomers. We've got Gen Xers. we all get together here being like, it doesn't matter because I've received a little bit of a boost, a pump up to being like, hey, Dingus, wake up. This is what you're here to do. And this tarot channel is my way to just give back what I can in a very benevolent and loving way. I just throw it out into the ether and you guys come and it's just kind of made sense and took off. And so that's what this is what's happening now. like when Jack Black kicks Will Ferrell's dog off the bridge in Anchorman. And he says, yeah, well now this is happening. That's what's happening. This is happening. And it's fun. We have a lot of fun here. And we become a little bit unchained sometimes. Like I said, I have to ground my euphoria because I get very euphoric when I do these readings. But it's authentic tarot for authentic people. And it is. It's timeless. For those of you watching like 9,000 years from now, hello, we did it. We did it. Nothing broke our stride. We did it. We didn't wreck the planet. We didn't ruin the world. There's no more fear mongers. Well, there still are, but I'm telling you, I let you know that we've already done it. Okay, so we've already won the thing. This is welcome. Thanks, Saruchi. Oh, if you only knew the battle. Okay. All right. So who's next? What sign is next? You guys have been directing this. You guys have been putting it out there as to who and what comes next. Yeah. Let me give a shout out while we're waiting for nominations for the next sign. Tati Taurus Tarot, Crafty Tarot, Robin's Realms Readings, Cult of Destiny Tarot, Edith Tarot. I wish I could remember Edith, and I owe Edith a huge apology. We had some moderator mishap, and somebody banned Edith from the channel, and then they were like, oh my god, Legend, you gotta check into it. They got banned, and I don't know the whole nuts and bolts of why it all went down. I should probably look into it. But I told Edith, I was like, Edith, I don't have a problem. Edith. And then I forgot to unhide her so she could come and participate today. And I feel like such a moron. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Mercedes had wanted Aquarius. Let's do that. Let's do Aquas. We'll go back-to-back air signs. And that will be it for air. We'll have air completed. When you do Aquarius, can you also pick a card for my Gemini DM? You gotta go to bed in a few minutes. All right, Saruchi, thank you for the flower there. That's perfect. Saruchi is, and to everybody, Jasmine Moore, Small Wildflowers, and Lena Desiree over there at Cosmo Channel. We want to give Cosmo Channel a big shout out. To Jamie C's, a nice young emerging tarot reader with a brand new channel. Want to give a shout out to those people. People I owe readings to right now on the Q of A are now Benita, Brianna, Rob I.S., Saruchi Lee, Jasmine Moore, and Small Wildflowers. But they're not happening in this time slot. Okay, everyone? Just want to make it clear. We're keeping it a bride. Did I say a bride? A doe, a deer. A female deer. We're keeping it abroad so that, and like I said, we'll be back soon for more personal Q&A. We're not abandoning that. I just haven't read for the signs in so long that I wanted to catch up. We gotta keep our finger on the pulse of the nation. We gotta make sure that everyone associated with their little dots out in the sky is getting the information that they signed up for. Absolutely. I do believe in astrology, but I put a lot of emphasis on the sun sign because, as you can see going by there, our logo is the Celtic calendar, and I feel that a lot more attributed to your zodiac sign has more to do with the seasons, with the earth changes that are happening based on its position to the sun than it does with like Lilith and what's his name? Kramer. No, what? The little asteroids and stuff like that. I mean, they're great. They all float around out there. But the real resonance, the reason why astrology works based on your sun sign and you become identified and be like, I'm that way. It has a lot to do with the time of the year you were born because of Earth's relativity to the sun. And that's where I tend to hold it. And I love it that way. Okay? So, enough about that. We're going to read for Aquarius. Okay. Good night, Yvette. See you again soon. Thanks for stopping in today. I appreciate that. All right. Well, because this is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius. And April, to answer your question, I tended to have a different take on tarot even as well, because I was blessed to be able to read both in the age of Pisces and now in the age of Aquarius. And I have picked up on a lot of the not so subtle differences that many people should be picking up on into how differently the energies present and are in this day and time now, when we're awakening into what you could be classified as a Chiron, that's it, into a new age. There was New Age, and there's the age of Aquarius. And now it's like, some of us have been awake for a long time now, and we, big shout out to the people that came before us, and to the people that are doing it for lots of people, like to Eckhart and to Deepak, and to people like Alan Watts and Patrick McKinnon, and all those people who allowed us to go deeper. And then some of us have been awake for a long time, and the age of Aquarius came along, and it's like, this stuff presents, and it means different things now. So it's really cool. All right, enough of that. Let's talk about Aquarius, and not the age of. How old are you, Aquarius? How old? Right? What comes around goes around, even if it takes like 300 million years. Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, we're well shuffled here. Let's go in. Back to center stage now, everyone. What does Aquarius need to know for the next couple months? These readings are kind of timeless, but I kind of just pin it down for a few months, see how it goes. Wishing everybody in the chat infinite blessings. Here we go for Aquarius. There it is again. Three of Wands came up as a querent card, so this is very nice. All right. Aquarians, you're very busy right now, and there's a lot that you want to do, and there's a lot more that you wish you could do. That's the feeling of this. It's like you've got 100 years to live, but you got 1,000 years of stuff that you want to get done. And it's like you might have hobbies and vocations and jobs and employment opportunities and money-making ideas coming out the wazoo right now, like absolutely filled with this stuff. But the time in the day and the time in the year only allow, and your commitments and all that stuff, they make you pick. They make you select one. She's got her hand on that one, and it's like, so this is about commitment, not to people necessarily, but to things and to yourself and to your life, making the most of your situation, making most of the time that you've been given. The 3 is a catalyst number, and the 3 of Wands, that representing passion and spirit, is like the manifestation of spirit. So what you do, in essence, for what at least our minds can wrap it around, and what you do, in essence, is what you become. And for Aquarius, that could be a multitude, well, for all signs really, but especially Aquarius, with the God-given talents that they're given, it's a multitude of different things, okay? So this is incredible energy to see around you right now, because I feel as though you're in full awareness of all this stuff, of all these things you could be doing. It's like, I shouldn't have to be forced to pick one. Why can't I do it all? Why can't I have it all? Well, this is to evaluate maybe some deeper cycles of thought within you guys and our Aquarius friends, with that memory of like what you think. Thoughts turn into actions. Actions turn into patterns. Patterns turn into habits. Habits turn into like direction, and direction turns into destiny. And what you do eventually, what you think becomes what you do, and what you do exactly becomes who you are, right? And how you resonate with all that stuff. So it's like a crossroads, an ongoing crossroads. It's like you're traveling down a freeway, and there's like a million different off-ramps, and each one leads to its own different fun park. And you're like, God damn it, I can't pick. I don't know what I want to do. So maybe there could be some indecision, some indecisiveness for our Aquarian friends right now, but more so I feel like you guys are evaluating projects and how you're spending your time, and really having a difficult time choosing where to best put your resources, where to best put your time. It can be a little bit confusing, and it can be a little bit overwhelming, but know that ultimately when you use your free will and your conscious mind to choose where to put your time, it doesn't mean it's locked in. You can come back to it, you can leave it at any time, and you can pursue it for as long as that which makes you feel fulfilled. And even though we can't turn back the clock in the linear sense of this path we walk on earth, you can always engage with the present moment of now to say that I have come so far with this particular person, or with this particular project, or with this particular idea. And now, as hard as it can be sometimes, if you have to let it go, you just let it go. Because something over there has the potential for a lot more growth. You recognize it, you realize it, Aquarius, but it can be that process of switching it up, of switching gears, that sometimes gets you off your game, or gets you feeling a little bit unbalanced. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but with this low pip card, 3 of Wands out here as your querying card, it lets me know that you are a bit of a progressive and persistent crossroads. It's something that you're always returning to the same question every day, or every night when you lay down to go to bed, or each and every time it comes. It's like you ask yourself again and again and again, and some of our friends, they just like it to stop. And it's like, well, that's okay. It's just a clear indication that you may need to shift gears, or you may need to commit fully to the gear that you're in. All right. It's a beautiful card. Don't get me wrong. The 3 of Wands is beautiful. It's very Biggie Smalls. Have what you want, be what you want. Sky is the limit. Never forget that, Aquarius. It's huge within your life. You've been given so much talent. That which is cross, yeah. What's helping or hindering you is the 8 of Pentacles. Absolutely. We just talked about it in its fullness, right? The focus of the concentration of the resources. Your time, your effort, your money, all of it, right? It goes into it. You pour it one way or you pour it your other way. Imagine for a moment that money is water, and you've got a big jug of water, and you've got maybe 11 cups, and you got to fill it out. And each cup is labeled a different thing. One is labeled, recording artist, successful recording artist, and the other one says fashion designer, and the other one says, soccer superstar, the other one says business mogul. And you're holding that pitcher of water, Aquarius. Isn't it weird how that metaphor, that metaphor is actually pretty on point. You're holding that pitcher of water. And it's like you got all these empty cups in front of you. And you're like, well, which one am I going to pour the water into? Which cup am I going to fill up? And so it's very much about like making the decision, because you don't want to spill any of it if it's time to move from one cup to the other. So evaluate. Maybe draw a line in the sand if you need to, with other people, with an employer, with a partner, a life partner, to be like, I love you dearly, or this is awesome, but here's a line in the sand. I still have much more I want to accomplish. I have much more that I still want to see. And perhaps doing things so mundanely, so routinely, are getting in the way of that presently. Okay, with that 8 of Pentacles being there. Okay, don't really like it there. And I love the 8 of Pentacles. It's good, solid energy. I'm a blue-collar guy. I get shit done. I actually really like the 8 of Pentacles. Right? But being there, it doesn't have the best energy. It shows that that's what's conflicting you is about, you having to commit to where you're pouring, which glass you're pouring that water of energy into. Okay? So it's not easy, in a sense. All right. Through the past. Yeah, some of you want to do something that is completely contradictory to what your education is, even. Okay, the Hierophant is that of institutions. Maybe you went to university and you forked out thousands of dollars in tuition and you got your degree, or you're close to getting your degree, and you're like, screw this, I don't want to have to do this for the rest of my life. But you're like, oh man, now I've racked up a ton of debt and I've learned all this stuff. You feel kind of forced or obligated to go in a certain direction that you committed to earlier in your life. Now, nothing is ever set in stone. The only person that prevents, and it's high risk, and sometimes you really got to go back to the bottom of the slide to get this stuff rolling again, right? But with this Hierophant here, you've come through some schooling, and if you have something where the glass is already full, you've mastered that, there is no need to do extra or to put more in, especially if you're being called, I almost feel like called wild. You've been beckoned to go and just let your heart be free, immersing it into something completely different. And society will tell you, no, that's not wrong. You spend all this money doing that. The average human being changes career times. What is it now? Like 7 or 8 times right now. And it is a costly endeavor to go back to the drawing board or to pick up a new hobby where you have to start again at the bottom. But I do get the sense that some of our Aquarian friends will be dismissing their education, what society tells them is normal. They're going to remain aloof. It's going to be self-serving to a positive, benevolent end, in that they want to chase their dreams. And no one should be there, Aquarius, telling you that you can't do it, or trying to stop you, or try to prevent you from that. But you have to accept the consequence of that being like, yes, you're going to have to take a hit. You're going to have to start back at the bottom potentially, or you're going to have to, like, rob Peter to pay Paul for a time, and that sort of thing. Okay? Ooh, look at that. The hermit doesn't come out too often around here. We got hermit energy out here. It's really good. But it's reversed. So this is kind of nice. Some of you may feel like, to the point where it's like, you're almost cheating on yourself in a way. And that can be an uneasy place to be, because it's like you've doled out. You're dismissing the wisdom, or you're going against the grain, and that makes things harder. And you're like, why on earth would I make things harder for myself? Why should I make things harder for yourself? But that light of knowledge and of passion that's shining there so brightly, it can't be ignored. And some of our Aquarian friends are going to be taking steps in the next couple months to actively put some momentum behind their ideas of like moving away from the established and the known, and putting themselves in more like high risk, high reward opportunities for personal growth and for fulfillment. And I actually don't mind the energy, but the hermit's here out. He is just strict, like that big old stick that he carries the light on. This particular hermit's got 2 sticks, and the one he uses for like whacking other people, like as a harsh kind of teacher, right? If you step out of line, you're going to get whacked. So Aquarians, if you're dating one, or if you're wondering what's up with a certain Aquarian, or even just for yourself, Aquarians could be very hard on themselves at this time about little things. Like they could be very frustrated. Like if something doesn't go their way, say they were like painting a picture or doing something, and they got a brush stroke wrong, and then they just be like dropping F-bombs and that kind of stuff, getting a little bit frustrated. But it's not the real root of what the matter is. Most times when you see a frustrated Aquarian right now, it's because it goes much deeper. It's because they're wanting more than the current path that they're on, or the current path that they're on they know is not leading directly or most efficiently towards the light that they most strongly desire to go towards. It's very tough reading. This is a very challenging time for our Aquarian friends, and a lot of people are kind of like a foo-foo or upset with our Aquarian friends, right? Being like, why are they acting like such a riddle? Why are they acting like such a ding-dong? That sort of thing. And it's nothing personal, nothing to do with you if you're cross-watching for the Aquarian. And if you are the Aquarian and you are finding yourself, it's not because you're a failure. It's not because you flubbed up. It's not because you weren't good enough. It's because there's something deeper going on here that's letting you know that, major life shifts. You got to maintain the control of this stuff, and you've got to be very, you don't need to be, but it requires a certain level of attention to your abilities, to your resources, and to your time. And it's very sticky. It's very tricky. Knight of Cups in the near future. There could be some assistance coming along for some of our Aquarian friends, right? In the form of help, in the form of understanding. The Knight of Cups is a strong card of understanding. Somebody who's willing to like empathize, or has been in your shoes before, or at least sees what you're going through and can offer you some help and your advice. It doesn't always mean like a love offering of dating. For some of our Aquarian friends, it can mean you could expect maybe you'll get asked out, or you might get an opportunity to go and do something that you really enjoy, and you should definitely do that if that stuff is coming up, to get your mind off the bigger picture, because this can be downright like, like what am I trying to say? It's tough. It's like you're stuck in the mud type energy. So any chance you do get out and to take a like-hearted approach, to remain aloof in non-consequential environments, then absolutely do so. But the backbone of this card, what I see in the future, is you actually receiving some sort of physical assistance from a loved one, somebody that cares about you, somebody that understands your plight, what you're going through, and then this offering comes in and being like, hey, do you need a loan, or you can stay at my place for a little while, or if you're feeling lonely, here, come on, let's just go out for a bowl of soup or a cup of mochaccino or whatever, and get some of this stuff off of your chest, and talk deeply like you can do when you establish your trusted relationships, Aquarius. Use these people, don't use them, but use the opportunities you have in your engagement with this people to receive a little bit of direction, to be like, hey, how did you navigate this? How did you manage this? I know you've been around the block a few times. Like, how did you? And ask these questions of these people, and you may find you don't have to go it alone. That was just a message strongly for somebody, I feel. But you don't have to go it alone. Okay, Aquarius? All right. The grounding energy is a Four of Wands reversed here. Okay? So, again, I just have this sense where it's like there is this unwillingness to chase down life's true desire or to commit to... The feeling is that there's an apprehension or a fear of being spread too thin. Like that pitcher of water, only having a little bit in each glass, and being unwilling to only select 2 or 3 things that you absolutely dive into, right? And this apprehension that can occur, it's as though you feel like you would disappoint, that you've disappointed someone, you've disappointed yourself. If there's any resonance for people that, you know, if you feel like maybe your parents or your siblings or your kids are disappointed in you, let go of all that, Aquarius. This does not need to be in your grounding energy. You should really be at that point of approach where it's like every new sunrise is a new opportunity. Each hour, you know, each meal is a renewal of energy. It's a recharge of the system, and you know, it's what you make it. So why should we be controlled by our past actions because they've led us to a point of insecurity within cerebral, within your mind? Okay, very tricky type energy. And you know, I don't mean to be like, oh, all doom and gloom, but we give these messages out for those that need them and for those sorts of healings, okay, type energies. Speaking of healing, let's get on it. Wow, this is very nice. Harmonious energies for our Aquarian signs. Awesome. I love this water sign that's coming in for you, okay, Aquarius, that's going to give you some help, that's going to give you some assistance. Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, very good compatibility, very good reciprocity in communication with water signs at this time. And again, it's like you should be able to almost like grounding yourself through other people. And these other people, don't worry, this other water sign is a king. They'll be strong enough to allow you, if you need to come in and ground yourself through them to a degree. Okay? 8 of Wands, right? And careful, miscommunication of family. Don't be afraid to ask for help when help is needed. And don't be afraid if there's been old wounds in situations and you're afraid of like returning to a 0 point with somebody or some institution or something, you know, hopefully you're not having to save face for anything too crazy, Aquarius, but you know, you may just need to take some time to explain to people, hey, I'm going through a lot right now. So, you know, if I get a little bit upset or if I'm a little bit frustrated, you might need to tell the people around you, like, it's nothing personal and it's never personal. But you guys will have to like voice it out, air it out, and so that it can make sense for you, because that clarity of mind is so important. But there are times that you get into, Aquarius, where it's fleeting, where it's like, where did all my clarity go? Where did my certainty go? You know, one day one day it all disappeared. Okay, so that's cool. Another tough one. Man, air signs. That's good. Hi, Shay C. Thank you for the flower. I appreciate your donation there and the flower. Who will give me what I want in a relationship? You. You will give you what you want in a relationship. And you're like, what a dingus. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you for the blessing. We are reading for the signs today, so I'm not like pulling deep cards for personal reading, Shay, but I'm going to check you in on the donation station. And Shay, definitely, thanks for joining us. I've seen you come in a few times to the chat rooms, and I don't think we've got a really long chance to connect on a reading, but I'm going to ask you to hit the notification bell and stay patient with us through this broadcast till we get to the next broadcast, where I will be honoring today's super chats and doing readings for those, okay? So Shay, what I can tell you right now, what you want must come, right, from within. Sometimes we perceive that what we want is somewhere outside of ourselves, But if we are in that, right, if we're asking who, what, when, where, why, in sight, nose, ears, mouth, fingertips, it's kind of like it's too spread out. It's almost like you're looking to the rim of the wheel for the answer when without the hub, without the center of the wheel, the whole wheel doesn't make sense, right? Life's merry-go-round. Right? You feel like you're on that, and it's like, well, where it stops, nobody knows. Round and round it goes. You're on the carousel looking out to grab that ring, right? But it is very much about, I mean, you know, I don't doubt that you know what you want, but until you've been able to be both the giver and the recipient of that thing that you want from yourself to yourself, it's like going out to Best Buy and buying a big old something of electronics, and you put a big old tag on it, from Shay, to Shay, from Shay, to Shay. And then you put it under the Christmas tree, and then Christmas morning you're like, oh, a present for me? And you open it up. It's a very simple metaphor for that. What you want has to come from you, be given by you, then received by you. And then all that happens in the outside world is a mirror, is a reflection. It's just like, it is the effect, and you have essentially become the cause. Hopefully that makes sense. But I will definitely pull cards for you next time. Thank you so much for your flower in the fire. I appreciate that so, so much. All right, let's get an oracle card out for our Aquarian friends. I can't believe it. We're only halfway through. Dang, Dingle. I'm in this for the long run. I took on... It's almost easier to give you guys mini readings than it is to do these 12 for the signs. This is a lot of stinking work. This is a lot. That's okay. I'm up for it. I might just need a little break. We're at the halfway point. We can put on some tunage. Touche. Absolutely. Shay, you've got priority of VIP status for the next little bit. Speaking of VIP, I need the P. So that'll be what's up next. Just a small segment of refreshment. If you got to go feed your puppy, if you got to go take a walk around the block or whatever. Okay, Aquarius. Okay, bring it. Big old number 11 manifestation. You're ready for it. Bring it on. Okay. But how much tzatziki is too much tzatziki? You know what I mean? It's like you oftentimes can find yourself biting off more than you can chew because there's so many different amazing things that you are good at, Aquarius, that once you have it, you're going to be like, bring it. And immerse yourself into it. Partake in that water. Maybe there doesn't have to be 8 glasses of water and you have to choose. Maybe you can find a deeper level of passion so it's not spread out so broad across the board. Instead of 8 glasses, there's only 2 or 3, and you're like, now I can partake deeply and fully and have it and bring it. It's about deepening passions, but actually having some conviction to choose that passion and have it there for you for the long haul. Gee whiz. Gee whiz. All right. Yeah, let's do that. I kind of came on. We're in a temporary studio, so please forgive me. I don't really even have any music set up for a bit. I've been sitting, I'm on the floor actually. We got the curtain up half-assed back here. So I'm going to stand up and like stretch my knees out and walk. I've been in full lotus. See if I can show you guys, or half lotus or whatever. I used to be able to like get up on my knee and stretch it out 100%, because I've been in a half lotus for however long we've been on here. I don't even know. All right. Oh, and welcome to Citron. I'm going to check in Shay and Citron when we get back. I'm just asking for like 2 to 4 minutes of your time. We were 6 readings through. We've got 6 more to go. And we'll be back. But I don't have any music set up. So enjoy, everybody. Got my favorite shirt on. I'll see you in just a minute. Sarucci. All right. Well, let's do that. Let's do that because we're in a very select group right now. I see Citron. I see Christina. I see Sarucci. These are all very awake people. Whoa, what's happening here now? Hold on. Technical difficulties are rolling through. This is a real intermission, I feel. There. That's what we want. We want the live chat going. We want the stream health good. Okay, we're set. Pisces? Yeah, we could do Pisces. Let's here's to the fishes. Here's to the fishes that are doing the dishes. You know them Pisces, they make a lot of wishes. I love Pisces. In fact, our host here at Silver Winger Stock Car Emporium, this awesome people that are hosting us right now, because I said I'm gypsy style. A beloved Pisces. So, big shout out to Pisces and a big thank you to Silver Winger Stock Car Emporium for having us. Appreciate that. And we're okay. We're all right. And we'll read for Pisces. Hopefully we can make it through the night. All right. It's good stuff. Finding Dory. Yeah. Hey, where the hell is Nemo? Where is that clownfish? Somebody find that clownfish. All right. Let's get them shuffled up for Pisces. Thank you guys for continuing to be such a huge part of this program. I appreciate you all so much. Wouldn't do it without you guys. And when you guys kind of take the lead on this stuff and help direct the program with your super chats and with your just being here and shouting out your signs, that's awesome. It's awesome. So we're going to do Pisces now. We'll get these cards. What does Pisces need to know? What does Pisces need to know? It's November, December-ish. Pisces. What are the current energies surrounding Pisces? All right, going to cut the cards. Let's go back to center stage. We just did a reading, but we're going to do another one. Imagine that. Wishing everybody in the chat the best in all things. Okay? Infinite blessings to everyone in the chat. So many awesome people here. All right. Pisces, here we go. The Hierophant is out. Okay? This is the Querent card here. So Pisces, relationship with Taurus could be at the height of the forefront. Or highlighted this month, okay? And this as well. This is about the old ways of doing things and the tried, trusted, and true methods of doing things. But as we all know, we're coming out into a more dynamic space. And a feeling I have around Pisces that you guys are emerging. It's a high energy time for you. The sun is transiting through your sister sign. And it means you guys are feeling a lot of the complementary energies. You're really attuned to the intensity that's going on right now. And I want to make sure that you guys are like, our Pisces friends have a good level of like, or have a good gauge on what their energy levels are like. This means like eating your vegetables, getting enough rest, doing all that stuff because the energies are very intense. And for some signs, Pisces included, they do have that whirlwind type energy. It's like the month will have come and gone before we know it. And a lot of crazy stuff has the potential to go down for our Pisces friends. This is a card that is a very grounded energy in the card. It's a very established energy. Like, look at the look on his face, right? It's almost like very smug. Like it's like, haha, you know, you can fool yourself, but like, I've been there, I've done that, I've got the t-shirt. This is the wealth of knowledge, of experience through life that leaves you, Pisces, a little bit unshaken, unmoved. It's going to be intense, but you're going to be fine through November. Could be a lot of things going on around you. Some of you could be thinking about returning to school. Some of you could be dealing with like having to like, things with institutions. You might find yourself being called up, jury duty, even things like this can take place when we see this Hierophant card, just on a very mundane level. But overall, this is a nice grounded energy to see Pisces in. This is good because it lets me know that Pisces is going to be, very unshaken, unmoved by a very intense and somewhat turbulent Scorpio season with the Gurkhas Metro Town going on. So it's a nice card to see there for you guys. And as well, relationships with Taurus may be something that requiring a second look or a longer look. What's helping or hindering you, Pisces, is a Four of Wands here. This card has been up for many signs for this month and for this season. So this comes down to like kind of letting it all out, like going out into the world and enjoying yourself, like outside of like hibernating or nesting or hermit type phase. The Four of Wands can kind of contrast and complement the security and the good nature of this grounded nature, saying, well, if you're feeling secure, the only answer to that is go out and have a little fun. Do a little bit of risk taking. Go out on a limb. Call that old friend and express your interest in seeing them again. And you may be very surprised to get the ball rolling on a lot of new things and the beginning of new relationships as well. I don't see this much being conflictual or holding Pisces back, this Four of Wands energy. This is a celebratory card and a card of sacred space. So you guys might find yourselves at like baby showers, people's birthday parties, receiving a lot of invitations out into community and to go out and spread the word, spread your good nature, all of that good stuff. I like to see this Four of Wands energy here as long as Pisces is engaged with it. And I feel like Pisces will be engaged with it provided that they're feeling good inside, feeling that level of energy. Don't be burning the candle at both ends, because you may find yourself missing out on a lot of good times, a lot of good memories, a lot of good things going on. That's why I say, eat your vegetables, go to bed early, all that good stuff, right? Pisces is going to be very careful. Especially in the northern hemisphere, you don't want cough due to cold. And so that's why you want lots of vitamin C, lots of vitamin D, all that good stuff. Whatever your body likes, Pisces, and you know what you like. Because Pisces have a beautiful gift in terms of their empathic nature. They're a very intuitive sign. They're innovators and things like that. So you don't want to miss out on a chance, on opportunity, and things like that by being a little bit too under the weather or unwilling to be out and about, as we say in Canada. Out and about. Yeah, here you are. You're showing up in your reading, Pisces. It's good. No surprises here. A King of Cups is up for you, letting you know that some of our Pisces friends may be feeling very established, very mastered in their sense of self. So that's very good, especially if you're in an awakened place. You're in a position to help others, or you have recently just helped somebody. So you should be giving yourself a pat on the back if you're a Pisces, or if you know of a Pisces that has like maybe helped you along or given you some encouragement. Make sure you kind of reciprocate and know, being like, hey, what you did for me, it felt really good. And know that what you do for others, it has a big impact. Even if it's just something simple and subtle, a kind act is worth like 1,000 good intentions. And it can be something so little. And I see you guys as being like spiritual anchors through this time. It's funny to think of the fish as the anchor, but in essence, that's kind of what's going on, because everything's running a little bit backwards with Mercury. You guys are acting more so like an anchoring sign, being like, you're the ones that are taking the time to give a smile to that person that made your ice cream cone at McDonald's, or the person that took the time to hold the door open for, the little old lady that was like having trouble getting her walker down aisle 7 of the Walmart, or whatever it was, right? You took that time out of your day to contribute a teeny tiny little bits back into humanity, not only so you could feel good or so that it was self-serving, but so that you were promoting back into collective. And it's very nice to see this King of Cups, and I see this energy shining through for you as you're reading. There's nothing weird or too unusual, and if you do find yourself in things that are weird and unusual, Pisces, it's asking you 100% with that Hierophant here, come back to self. Stay within your frequency, stay within your vibration, and there's no need to go outside of it, but there's need to go get outside of the house. You need to get out of the house, right? So that you're not missing out on a lot of these fantastic opportunities that could be presented or coming your way. All right, we've got a reversal on 8 of Wands. All right, so 8 of Wands has been up here as well. This is the break in communication. Our Pisces friends might be feeling it very acutely. This is an actual reversal, okay, on 8 of Wands. The disruption in business, commerce, communication, making plans, getting things done. This is coming in for Crown Source. And for some of our Pisces, this particular Mercury retrograde cycle is a good time for you guys to be on top of Mercury retrograde cycles. Because even if you're very into astrology and identify with it strongly and feel that you're affected by it, Mercury retrogrades, they happen like 2-3 times a year, and they get to a point where it's like, yeah, no big deal. I got this. It's not gonna like, it doesn't mean like I have to worry or run for the hills or anything like that. You just need to know that it's within your own abilities to be adaptable, to be diverse, and diversification is huge. So that when these things come along, or you see somebody else, hurting or going through the trials of a particular Mercury retrograde, you can be like, well, first of all, better you than me. But secondly, hey, I can help you out. I know exactly what happened. I know why you didn't get that email, or I know particularly the reasons why maybe somebody's acting like a doofus or not reaching out. And Pisces might be paying a lot of this information forward through their communication, being like, no, master this. I've been through this. This is not going to make me emotional, because it's just simple slippage of it's collective, and it's us making our way through collective, and sometimes it can be like a roaring river, and it's best just to settle things in and settle things down. So it's kind of nice. So again, make sure that you're communicating efficiently and effectively through this month, because if you're not, it could create a lot of confusion between you and the people around you. Be very clear with your statements and with what you want. Hopefully you're not ghosting on people, or other people are ghosting on you, right? My 8 of Wands in reverse is my ghost card. When, somebody you've been texting with for a long time, all of a sudden just out of the blue disappears. Or, people make plans and then all of a sudden they can't because they come up with something like they had to paint their cat or something that night, stuff like that. Don't become emotional about it, but be very clear through verbal and nonverbal communication in those essences of that card, okay? For some of our Pisces friends, the reversal on the Empress here is because of, let's face it, this is tough patience that's been required, getting what you want and what you've been working towards. The Empress here is being like, yes, the ball is rolling, everything is working properly, but patience and faith play into a huge part of what we do. We have to put it into the unknown. We have to go without so that we can have sometimes. And Pisces, this is the very essence of your sign, the yin and the yang of it all, right? It's like the discretion that we use to be carefree, unbounded, and liberated. It's about how can we have one completely without the other, without the drag, so to speak, or without the resistance. And the answer from the Empress in reverse here in the future simply is sometimes you just can't. Sometimes it has to be there. The resistance, like we said, there was another reading, the resistance, the challenge, it has to be there so that the liberty can be recognized, the liberation can be appreciated, and that, you can feel blessed and gifted in all that you are, in all that you have, and all that you will become, because you are in in a Buddhist sense of the word, in a point of suffering or feeling self-imposed suffering because you don't have it, or because it's been such a struggle to get there or to get towards it. So again, the message in this for Pisces is do not be too hard on yourself, okay? The Emperor is missing here between the Empress and the Hierophant. So this is that take charge attitude, I'm going to be the master of my seas. I am going to be this King of Cups. I have the potential to give myself a kick in the ass when I need to, and be disciplined enough to simply say that, yes, it is good enough. It's going to be fine for what it is. Because what I see is you guys have recently cleared a lot of residual energy in your life, in your living space, in your environment, in your relationships. You've cleared it all out, like somebody gutting a fish. Well, that was a bad analogy for this sign. Or like somebody, you've just cleared the air with somebody, or you just cleared a lot of the chi and the energy that's been surrounding your life. And you're like, well, I've done all that. I'm living to everything that all of the gurus on YouTube tell me to do in terms of my manifestation practices, my law of attraction, but it's still not happening. Why, right? And that sort of thing, because this is more about the allowance and the acceptance piece rather than the push, right? Rather than you got it because you did it sort of thing. And that's for some of the intangible stuff. The stuff like unconditional love, where people always ask about, I want a beautiful relationship. I want, all this stuff. Not necessarily I want a candy bar or I want a new big screen TV. That stuff, you guys just do that when you want without any levels of fear. But the intangible things, the tough stuff, the relationships, right? I see a strong level of desire coming through from our Pisces friends to create and deepen and engage upon and within these relationships, whether they're new or to the next level. And it can be, and there's a little bit of struggle in making that happen. But it comes back to you being like, all right, well, it's outside of you, so allow it to be outside of you. Perhaps there is nothing that you can do that is going to influence a particular outcome, no matter all of the good practices that you do, whether you're Wiccan or whether you just meditate or whatever it is what you want to do. You have to say what is it? C'est la vie? Not say life is life. Life is life. Ba na 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 na. Life is life, right? And that kind of attitude, that's the one that's going to get the Empress. It's going to call her in, right, back into it, being like, I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine without. Because you know what? There's already been so much there already, and this sort of thing. So again, don't doubt yourself, don't get down on yourself, and that sort of thing, and give up the push. If there's resistance, don't create more resistance. You know, it's like judo. You only have to flex your muscle for a quick moment in time to throw the other person across the room. You don't just come out there and like continually push against something that's pushing against you. That only leaves you feeling more tired and weak. And like we said at the start of the operation or the reading here, what we want to do is we want to be conserving energy through this time. So we're getting ourselves out the door and putting ourselves so we can be at the right place at the right time for good opportunity. All right? Good stuff. We haven't seen this card yet today. 5 of Cups grounding the reading. Okay, the old coulda, woulda, shoulda. I don't know if some of you guys are like conflicted about your past here a little bit, or you're feeling like you wish things could have gone a little bit better. All I can let you know is this card wants me to tell you is to relinquish all grievances of the past. Forgive yourself for anything that may have caused yourself or another pain in the last little while, or even in your lifetime, even if it needs to go back. Way exactly. Even if you need to go back to the time when you were 7 years old, right? Because this is not real. This is only just a place where our mind goes. And again, the invisible action, life is life, right? Wu Wei. To be there and being like, it's not asking any of you. It's just only asking you to be like a sponge, to absorb it, to experience it, to be a part of it, and that sort of thing. And it's meant to be easy now for you, Pisces. It's meant to come around in a way to you where it can absolutely be seen like a blessing rather than an achievement. There's a big difference there in terms of blessing and achievement. An achievement can be a blessing. You know, you're thankful and you're grateful that you came through it. But a blessing is more like it's been given. It's been laid on your lap, like unexpectedly, all of a sudden, boom, there it is. Like and it could have always been there, and you just recognize it. Or it could be something brand new, like a child is born, or something comes into the world, you know, and you're like, wow, what a blessing. A new technology is invented, or you invent something and you're like, wow, thank you for the epiphany. That's like a blessing. The achievement is a thing where it's like, I've been working 45 years for the man and all I got was this little pin in a jewelry box kit. Like, that's an achievement, right? So that sort of thing. I would like to see this 5 of Cups energy more transmuted, so it's more like you're open to blessings rather than the struggle to achieve achievement, right? Or achieve success, that sort of thing. But let's look at the healing nature for Pisces now. Page of Wands, uncertainty. Look, we got Pisces cards up here, right? This is okay. This card lets me know that the veil's going to be lifted for you guys a little bit towards the middle of November. Like after we get past, I'm not sure what you guys call it in the US, whether it's called Memorial Day. We call it Remembrance Day in Canada, right around the 11th or mid-month. Once this moon cycle becomes full or complete, there is going to be, the veil's going to be lifted for you a little bit. There's going to be reason to look more up rather than down. You guys are going to be staring, you know, at the sky in terms of hope and wonder rather than staring down in your shoes, at coulda, woulda, shoulda, or man, life is hard and that sort of thing. So it is good. The energy is shifting and it is changing around for you because it's asking you not to push, and it is asking you to be a bit of an anchor during this intense and turbulent Scorpio season where everything is coming across a little bit backwards. But Pisces, you have a great vantage point because you see that it's backwards. You know that it's backwards, and you can actually be in a place where you can assist others right now here. Yeah, and for a lot of our Pisces friends, this is about transmuting or dealing with past tower moments, okay? And by tower moments is cliche for tarot readers, but what a tower moment particularly is, it was that point in time in your life, or any moment in your life, could be like when you experience it, it makes you go, oh, like, oh my goodness, like that is just not good. That is just not what we wanted to have happen there. It's like an error out there on second base. You're like, that just, it doesn't happen, but it did happen. And you guys could be in a process this November where it's very reflective. You're thinking back to these past moments in your life where shit went sideways, and you're like, do you blame yourself? Do you blame others? Do you understand the reason why it happened now? Are you grateful even for the reasons why it happened the way it did back then? And you put these things to bed, to proverbial bed, or you put them to rest in your mind once and for all. And this is a good season for you guys to do that. Okay? Bass backwards. Yeah, I love that one too. Welcome to Steve, Stenell, and D Lovely. Some core legendary beings just come in the chat room. Let me check in D and Steve. Thanks for joining us here today, guys. That's really awesome, guys and guy and gal. That's awesome. Appreciate you. And thanks for jumping in on the chat. It's very awesome to have you here. Just give you a quick update. We're reading for the 12 signs today. We're not doing the personal Q&A, although people have been super chatting. We've been writing their names down on Donation Station so that the next live broadcast, they're going to have preferential treatment, so to speak. They'll be bumped to the top when we do, because we're not giving up on the personal Q&A stuff. It's just been so long since I read for the signs. I really wanted to do it and have a party. The Master Ophiuchus in the reading for the 12 signs. Good stuff. B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-N-S. That's good stuff. Okay, so we read for Aquarius. That is Pisces. And we don't by any means have to finish these signs, everybody. We got 7 done. We got 5 to go. If you guys want to keep going, we can. I was going to conquer that. Absolutely. Oh, we need to get an oracle card out because every sign's been getting the easy E, master E, what is this? The oracle of E. These are very light oracle cards. Okay. Get your potassium for your health, silly, for your health. That's good. Yeah. It was nice to do a reading for Pisces. Hey, and we appreciate you, Saruchi. Each and every one of you. Oh, look at that. Pisces gets 2 because there's 2 fishies. Okay. Bring it and got an owie. That's perfect. Because one of the main themes of that reading was at the very end there. Did you have an owie? Did something happen a while back where you just haven't fully processed it in your mind yet? You need to get that kind of work done, that internal work done to be okay with it, to relinquish grievances, regrets, and things like that so that you own it within your mind. So bring it on. It's nothing to be scared of. It's not like it's happening today. It's not even real anymore, but it still makes you go, oh, I wish that didn't happen, or whatever it was, right? And you can do that, right? Absolutely. Steve, it's cool, man. It's cool. We're rolling along. We're kind of like in a temporary studio. Look, half-assed. The curtain's even half-assed back up there. I'm sitting on the ground. You'll see them over on the side. Silver Wingler Stock Car Emporium have given us a section of their building so that we can transmit our broadcast here. And we've just been having a really good time. So, it's all good. It's all good. You donate to the show so much, Steve. It's all good. Welcome. Take it all in. All that good stuff. Hey. Oh, I saw hey come in. And now I see Eve here. Don't let me forget these. I don't want to forget anyone. Because I'm just checking people in, but we're reading for the signs. And Eve is here. You're at home playing your guitar? At home playing from guitar for 4th grade was cool. But they irked me several times between the show. Beautiful orange flower. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. That's huge. That's huge. Donation station. Wonderful. Excellent. We were halfway through. Power on. That's like a big old drink of the thank you water. Much obliged. Much appreciated. Hey, and it's nourishment. Nourish yourself. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Absolutely. I don't know. Oh, Christina's still here. I wondered if I had any mods left. Okay, everybody as well. I've been updating. I got some stuff to do behind the scenes. Everybody's going to be losing their blue wrench here before the next broadcast, and it's nothing personal. I I just wanted to start a clean slate, and we're gonna put the moderators on a rotating. We're gonna select them per broadcast kind of thing, just to shake things up a little bit. Because unfortunately, something happened where one of our good friends, another tarot reader, was banned, and I don't know the whole reason why, what happened, but I need to reset the moderator list, and it's nothing personal against anybody. So I want to make sure everybody knows that. I was going to do a community update post about it, but I've seen so many moderators come in today that I just let you know. It doesn't mean you'll never be a moderator again. It just means we're going to pick them depending on particular show. So it's good. Okay. A big shout out to the rest of our sponsors today. I want to say hello to Heidi Daras. Hopefully I'm saying that wrong. Heidi Daras is the creator behind the Mystic Dreamer Tarot. One of my absolute favorite tarot decks. I've had this deck now for like 5 or 6 years. It's got oil on it. The cards are like, they're not even in good condition anymore. They'd be rated as fair by PGA and that kind of stuff. But she created this tarot deck, and I want to acknowledge her today. I want to give a shout out to Tati Torres Tarot. You guys all know Tati. She's over there, and Saruchi found us on Patreon, and so of course we shout them out just like Kiss. We shout it out loud. Silver Winger Stock Car Emporium, those are our environment hosts today, giving us this space and this time to broadcast to you, so we appreciate them. Beautiful. And then to macaroni artists everywhere, because I wanted to include macaroni artists, because let's face it, where would society be without macaroni art? Nowhere. We'd be up shit creek without a paddle. The world would be awful without macaroni art. None of us would be able to communicate with each other, to understand one another, to be able to resonate with one another. Macaroni art is the cornerstone of Western society. Without it, we are nothing. So a big appreciation and shout out to anyone who has ever done macaroni art, currently doing macaroni art, or in the future plans to do macaroni art. I absolutely love you. Okay? Who's the man talking over? Hopefully it's not the Pillsbury Doughboy, Eve. I know you love to cook. So, shall we do another sign? Or 2, or 3, or 4? I think we have 5 left to do. You guys can pick. You guys can take the decoration. Take the decoration. This is my Ace of Cups. This is my Ace of Cups mantra. Now, I've been sitting in half lotus for like 3 hours. I did get up to pee once. But this is my Ace of Cups. Namaste, Ace of Cups. All right. Oh, and Small Wildflowers is still here. Thanks, Small Wildflowers. I'm so glad you're still listening and vibing out. It's good vibes today. We're on a Thursday afternoon, for crying out loud. We haven't done this in a long time. Things are changing. Things are shifting. Even my gypsy mode is starting to I found a little tributary now, and I'm starting to things are taking shape. I love being in the abstract, but it's also kind of nice when you're like, oh, wow, the wheels are moving again. Bags of great big gobs of greasy, grimy gopher guts. No, not gopher guts. Macaroni nuts. Who did he tell you that? That's my favorite one, Rebecca. Oh my God. Who did he tell you that to? It's beautiful. To our awakened spirits. Absolutely. So who's left? We can choose between Capricorn. We have Capricorn. We can have a Leo. Who else? We could have an Aries. We're gonna have a Virgo. And then and a Cancer. Capricorn, Leo, Aries, Virgo, and Cancer are all... Yes, Cancer will finish off them water signs. Okay. Cancer. Oh my, the love makers. I'm nervous. I don't want to read for Cancer. Do I have to read for Cancer? Should I puff out my cheeks? Oh, Cancer. Oh. Buy it on food stamps. Big shout out to Eve. It'll be all good. Macaroni should flow. Macaroni is like water. But if you leave your macaroni in the water too long, it gets really puffy, and I don't like the texture. All right. Benita says Capricorn, and D says Virgo. Virgo, yes. Does anybody want to break the tie? Oh, Sheila Marie. Sheila Marie is here. Sheila, welcome. Big shout out to Sheila. Sheila comes to us, and a longtime supporter of this program since 2017. He's wicked awesome. Hi, Petunia. What is it? Yeah, I love petunias. Petunias, we're not doing personal Q&A on this particular program. We are reading for the signs, and then on the next program, we will be back to personal Q&A readings. Sound okay? For sure. Thanks for being new. If you light up the subscription bell, I'm put a star beside your name so I can remember that you're new, Petunia. Okay. Wave petunias. I will wave Petunia. I'll put it to let me know that you're new. Make sure you hit the bell, and then when you see us come live next time, chances are 99.9% of the time we're doing personal Q&A. But today we're reading for the signs, and the Virgos have it. I think the Virgos have it. You can tell, Christine, how much I don't want to read for Cancer. Oh my God. It's like, because we have authentic tarot for authentic people here, and a lot of the messages that come out are for awareness and healing. And Cancer, God love you, the love makers of the Zodiac. Those readings sometimes go super deep. It feels like somebody kicked me in the belly button. I need a lot of solar plexus energy to do a Cancer reading. All right. We're having a mini community appreciation show. We've been shouting out other tarot readers. We've shouted out our sponsors, and we'll shout out our friends after the Virgo reading. We're asking, what are the messages for Virgo for Scorpio season, November, December? You know, we'll take them a little further if we need to. What does Virgo need to hear? What are the messages for Virgo? Ooh. Flippers, dippers, and rippers. Pitter patter, let's get at her. All right, we're going to cut the cards for Virgo. Let's just take it back over to center stage. Wishing everybody in the chat the best in all things. You know the drill. Infinite blessings to the entire chat. Be most excellent to one another. All right, here we go, Virgo. All right. Oh, look. There was another sign had this up. This is the Three of Wands, a card of spirit made manifest. I feel like Aquarius had this same card in the same position. It was the Querent card, right? So this is about taking things to a new level for you, Virgo. This is about taking things to the next level. And actually, this is kind of realizing that you are more, or you have this part of you that could be like longing out right now for more, for an addition. You know, it's almost like an addition. So whether you're like adding more to your house, adding more to your business, adding more to your name, adding more to your family, adding more to your property. It can manifest, these are general readings. It can manifest in 1,000,003 different ways. But this is the Three of Wands, and this has that adding feeling to it. Like you want to put something on top of something else. You would like to add to a collection. You would like to add to a wealth of experience, or that which you are attaining to. This is about the collection of, the attainment of, the purchase of, right? So for some of our Virgo friends, this could be like doing something for yourself, getting something, go out and purchasing something, or, just going out and into a new direction so that you can have more experience and something like this. You're looking to add to your repertoire of knowledge and understanding and even physical things, right? And it could be uncovering of a brand new passion for some of our Virgo friends. You might undertake, some of our Virgo friends, it's a very good time to undertake new hobbies. If you've never gone to paint night before, maybe you decide to go and pick up some acrylic paints and get very creative. This is one of the most creative cards in the entire tarot deck, the Three of Wands. You might decide to go out, like Eve said, get a guitar and start playing for fourth graders. You might decide that it is, and it's long overdue, the feeling is, Virgo. It's long overdue where you go out and you engage in something that is brand new and creative. You might decide to spray paint your car. You might decide that it's time to get out and finally get to open mic night and start doing spoken word or poetry. Like I said, it can manifest in so many ways, but you're wanting and desiring strongly this new experience, and it's related to creativity. All right. What's helping or hindering you? Dang. Page of Swords. Now, why is this there? Could be 1,000,001 different reasons why this is manifesting up as well, but the main message is, it's like profound truth, It's sometimes evasive. Profound truth sometimes makes you contemplate old truth and being like, ooh, I'm divided on that. I don't know if that feels right. I don't know if that's correct for me. I don't know how other people can go on that, right? Hall & Oates, I can't go for that, no. But whatever it is, what this Three of Wands is relating to, it might be something that is very profound to the way that you think and the way that you understand something and evaluate, or the way you even, previously judged or discerned a certain situation. Let's face it, Virgo, sometimes you become very stuck. Once you've determined it to be something, that's the way it is, and that's the way it always will be. Until something magnanimous comes along and really makes you say, like, ooh, there was the potential that I was wrong, or that I was misinformed, or that I misunderstood, or that the way I'm coming across is not really going well for this particular situation. It's again, I think the Page of Wands comes with a simple message of stay adaptable, stay dynamic, and stay diversified in these sorts of situations. And the Three of Wands is saying you're doing it more from a creative process, sacral chakra energy, right? Maybe some of you are getting around and you're saying, well, I am going to take a chance. Maybe I am going to go play tonsil hockey or let somebody run me like a pinball machine for a little while just so I can, experience something new. I know those are terrible analogies, but at the same time, with the Page of Swords, it's kind of like it's coming through that a very strong sense through sacral chakra energy, that passion, desire, creativity are the foremost, and you did not have to put the lid on saying that's all there was to it. There's nothing more. I've been there. I've done that. I've got the t-shirt. Yeah, you might have, but that t-shirt is now old and torn up, and it's ratty, like a lot of my t-shirts. Okay? Because in the past, here it is, Virgo. This is about someone that becomes too regimented or too stuck in their ways, the Eight of Swords. It's like they have a tough time understanding or taking in new profound truth. And that's what limits them. It's not that they're fighting for a way out. Sometimes they're on the outside looking in because Virgo is a little bit late to the party when it comes to being like, this is the new trend. It's like that old situation when sometimes the old folks get mad at something that spans the generations because it's marketed more towards millennials or children, and they don't understand why that thing is this way anymore. And it's like, you know what, maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it's time that they let go of it to begin with. Or perhaps, particular or above said Virgo is just at a point where they have to say, well, you know what, what's good for the goose might not be what's good for the gander, but I can at least understand why it's good for the goose and give this person the benefit of the doubt, or at least be in more harmonious relationships as a result of understanding that what motivates a Libra or a Scorpio or somebody else is not necessarily what motivates the Virgo, but you can at least now clear the windshield of the third eye and say, all right, I get it now. I understand it. I don't have to be a part of it, but at least I understand the reason why I do it. And it's very tough because there is a lot of stuff out there in this world that is complete insanity. It's a complete mess. Like, some of this stuff makes absolutely no sense. But you have to remember, there's like 1 billion or so children that are set to inherit this planet from us. Even if you're in 2025, you got to remember, there's 2 and 5-year-olds out there that are engaging and setting up for a world that they were meant and destined to inherit, because they're the ones that have the solutions and they're the ones that wanted those challenges. Nothing happens outside of sanity that is a fluke. Nothing happens even that is insane, that is really like fluke. We just label it as such because our perception is that our mind lived in a different collective time. And hopefully that makes sense for our Virgo. That's what you're coming through in the past. This is where all this is coming from, interestingly enough. So working together with others, that's what Source is really asking you. How well are you working together with others right now, Virgo? And the image that you're giving off and the images that others are giving to you, are things being taken too personally, or does it too easily reach that next level where it's like, I can't believe they just went there, or I can't believe I'm having to diffuse this situation again, albeit at work or just in relationships in general with the Three of Pentacles, to be able to see things eye to eye, or to be able to see things kind of like one-on-one or mano and that sort of thing, right? it's interesting to have this up as your crown chakra energy, because this is about respect to a degree. It's about the desire to understand others and to be understood ourselves. And that's kind of like the base layer, the preliminary for respect in itself. So if you are in situations where you're being challenged by understanding and situations of respect and due respect and justice, even to a degree, this Three of Pentacles wants to remind you here, it's like the way we work with others and the way we engage with others is the pure mirror of self-evaluation and self-valuation. Okay, this is a very interesting card to see there, and whether it's a challenge or whether it's the it's upright, so it's nice. It shows that in the upcoming months, if our Virgo friends are very self-aware, it's going to be a very harmonious time for them, and you might need creative ways to stay self-aware. Maybe you need like a particular thing that you listen to on your lunch break that brings you back into the present moment, or brings you back into mindfulness, or perhaps you bring a little bobblehead to work with you of like a guru or like Sadhguru or something, so you can look at it and be like, you know what? It doesn't have to be that serious. I'm taking myself, I'm taking others too seriously, I'm taking everything too seriously right now, Virgo. Nice. And the moon coming up in the future, right? Things are going to get, what is that? Things get worse before they get better sometimes, or it's always darkest before the dawn. Virgo, hopefully nothing too gnarly or weird is going on for you guys. But with this moon card here, it's almost as though, like this awareness piece, this brightness, this enlightenment piece that you guys have been struggling with for the last little while, just, it's almost like the glue. You've got all the pieces there, and then like shining the light in on it is the glue. Like, how does it all fit together? How does it all come together? This is a very philosophical reading, oddly enough, for our Virgo friends. And it's kind of like, it's got the big WHY behind it. Why, right? Well, the moon is because the moon just is. It has no reason for existence. We know where it came from. We know why it is. But why is it, right? Like, currently, why has nothing smashed it? Why did it come into being when it came into being? The moon can be that constant, dynamic thing that doesn't need to be justified in its reasonings of the reasons why. It can just be the moon. And much like you, Virgo, you can go about that. Whether your name is Jane or John or Sarah or Mary, you can just be John or Sarah and Mary. And there doesn't need to be this process of deep self-evaluation to figure out whether or not you being you is justified, or the things you are done are being received or understood or misconstrued or any of that stuff. This is a complete releasing of the level of seriousness that you guys put on life. Does that make... Yeah, why? Yeah, he should be called Happy Dude. But he's not. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you here? Are you listening? Just kidding, Steve. I totally... he gets mad when people don't listen. So he should be called Mad Guru. All right, Six of Cups reversed. So definitely here in the grounding here. This is about transformation, Virgo. Right? You know, it's very tough. You oftentimes help other people go through transformation, and you in your earth energy tend to remain quite constant. But every once in a while, this November, this December being no exception, Virgo, you're being called upon to be the one to be adaptable, you know, be diverse, be willing to change. And you could see major life changes for Virgo in the next couple months, or at least things that they do in their awakening process to change themselves and to change their approach in relationships, how they treat themselves, their level of self-talk, all of that stuff. All right? So hopefully that makes sense. Let's look at the Hermetic portion of the reading. Knight of Wands, Four of Cups. This stuff has been up here a little bit. We've got a Hermit reversed and a Queen of Pentacles. All right, so there it is. Yes, socialize in all facets, in all degrees. Socialize, Virgo. Whether it's your boss, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a subordinate, whoever this person is, you should have your friends, your business colleagues, but socialize. Like, open up these windows, right? It doesn't all, like, when I talk about this Hermit reversed and this relaxing of the seriousness of everything, it's just to say, have a little fun with daily living, and it will take the edge off anything that you're experiencing here. Because some people get away with like runaway thinking. There can be apathy. There can be over-involvement. There can be like issues of control. There can be like, you know, having to have your 2 cents, having to have the last word, one-upmanship. All that kind of stuff exists over here. And it could be like, this could be what's being shown to you in a reflection, or perhaps you could be like actively, like subconsciously doing this out into your field. And it all comes to a point where it's like, you just need to relax. You need to realize that at the end of the day, people go home and relax. Much like at the end of people's lifetimes, they go home and they have a realization of whether they screwed the whole thing up halfway through or the whole time that they were doing it, because, hey, they never stopped to enjoy the little things. They never stopped to have some fun, even in situations where it was commanded or demanded that they be serious, and everything hinged on whether or not they failed or succeeded, and all those things that we were conditioned into. You're being asked to let go of these at this time, Virgo. It's a very cool reading, but very difficult for you to do. That's a tricky one. That's a tough one. But I commend you. You should give yourself a pat on the back, especially if you've been through some of this stuff. And a lot of this is culminating, again, close to the full moon. Why is the moon the moon? Where does water come from? Hi, Leslie Mitchell. Welcome. Thanks for jumping into the chat today. I appreciate you for being here. Welcome here if you're new. And if you've been here before and I haven't recognized you, I do apologize. Let me check you in now so that I don't forget possibly a second time. All right. And here we go. Whoa, here we go. It's the difference between hope and faith. Yeah. I like that. That's a good saying, Steve. I really enjoy that. All right. So yeah, happy guru and mad guru. Leslie, should we put Leslie through some kind of initiation before we go on to the next reading? Should we have some rookie hazing for Leslie Mitchell? You guys got any good idea? Oh, don't be sorry if you're late. It's okay, Leslie. There is no late. There is no late. You showed up at the exact correct time. You showed up at the perfect time. And the reason why today is perfect timing is because we haven't been doing personal readings. Is there a list? Whose turn is it? No, we're reading for everybody today. Ophiuchus is having he's asleep in the stardust, and we're doing the reading for the 12 signs today. So yes, welcome. Thanks, everybody. And this is how you will turn out, Virgo. Brand spanking new, the highest degree of change. I talked about it when I seen that 6 of Cups reversed at the bottom of the reading there, in that grounding area. Virgos are going to come out almost different people. By the time New Year's rolls around, it's like something big is going to change. And it's not that they're just going to be wearing a brand new coat. It's going to be like interchange. It's going to be, they're being affected a lot because we're on our next wave of the masses are awakening here. And Virgo's feeling a big push right now. All right. Thanks, Small Wildflowers. Appreciate that. All right. So we got that. There's Virgo. All right. Who's next? Let's get through this, guys. Let's get through this. That'll be good. Oh, Natural Rebecca. Or what I could do, if you guys are up for it, what I could do is I could end this stream, take care of what I need to, and then what we could do is we could come back later and do I'm just kind of at odds with what I should do here, because I realized we didn't even make it through 12 readings and it's been like close to 4 hours already. So I am kind of keen. I'm not one of these guys that can stay on for like a million hours, like 12 or 13 hours. I feel good. I feel like everything's still resonant and resonating. But I'm almost feeling as if we should pick it. Oh, yeah, Cappy. Let's do Cappy for sure. Do you guys want to do Cappy and call it? Would that be all right? Because that'll take us in just past hour 4. And then what I could do, seeing if I get a chance to come back here to this room, I can come back later tonight or I can come back tomorrow night. But not too late. Yeah, we'll try again. We could try again tomorrow. Let's do that, everybody. And then we'll do personal Q&A readings tomorrow. Because Benita definitely needs one. All right? Absolutely. And everybody that contributed via Super Chat today, thank you so much. And we can get some personal readings out tomorrow. That will be wonderful. But not too late. Yeah. We were on a kind of a weird time today. So that'll be all right. Thank you guys for all being... You are just amazing, awesome people. I have the most benevolent, awesome subscribers in all of YouTube. I'm truly blessed in that. And in this. You know what this is. But I'm truly blessed in that you guys are you guys. Like that. No other reader gets to have that because it's so awesome. I feel lucky. I feel like I should be running out the back door with a bag of diamonds because you guys are awesome. Yeah, for sure. Make your calls. Do what you got to do. We're going to read for Capricorn and then we're going to call it a night. Okay? Yeah, for this old boy, this 4 hours is like, I'm watching these phonies go on for like 12 hours, 20 hours at a time, and I'm like, nah, I can't anymore. 4 hours is max. That's a long one for me. All right, Capricorn. Don't beat around the bush, beat around the horn. It is time for the reading of Capricorn. All right, here we go, everyone. Christina calls me out. 100%, Christina. 100%. Well, yeah, 100%. But that leaves us with 3 readings. I'm sure that if the Q&A slows down after we get everybody caught up, we can still get those Cancer, Leo, and Aries in. Absolutely. 100%. Okay. Enough of the jibber jabber, enough of the dribble drabble, enough of the chitter chatter. Pitter patter, let's get at her. It is time for reading of Capricorn. Let's go back up to center stage. Wishing everybody in the chat the best in all things. Peace, prosperity, joy, bliss, abundance, happiness, well-being, humor, truth, infinite blessings. To all the legendary beings in the chat, be most excellent to one another. Okay. Here we go, Capricorn. Wow, Major Arcana off the top. This card came in reverse. This is the Hangman. So this could be our Capricorns here that have gotten themselves into situations where they are feeling a little bit more faded than normal. Like they've painted themselves, our Capricorn friends may feel like they've painted themselves into a bit of a corner. I've gotten myself into something. Now how the heck do I get out of it? And that sort of thing. So there's something new in your life. You want to make sure that you're establishing boundaries at this time, Capricorn. It's going to be very important, I feel, for you as we move down the road to get this stuff done, right? And so that we are not leaving as much to chance. But some of our Capricorn friends have left themselves wide open. They've left themselves almost to the point of vulnerability. And that's tricky. That's a tough spot to be in. So if you're feeling vulnerable at all, make sure that, you've got electricity, you've got water, you've got clothes on your back. Hopefully you got all that stuff. But this is not a time to take extra unnecessary risks for our Capricorn friends. This is a Hangman reverse. You don't want anything where it can come back to bite you and you can't do anything about it. One of the best blessings about having the creative control of your life, of your death, of your rebirth, and of your life again, of any lifetime that you live, the best part of having creative control of your life is having creative control. In it, the essence of itself, you don't want to give your power away. You don't want to give that up. You don't want to, and I mean, maybe you do want to. Maybe you do feel like, having somebody come around and beat you with a big stick whenever they feel like it. But in an ideal world and for an ideal lifetime, you don't want to be painting yourselves into these corners where it's like there's only one way out, and it's to save face, and it's to start over, and it's to lose resources. We don't want that for anyone. But the Hangman, when it shows up like this in the center of a reading, it really makes me blow caution to the wind when it comes to this sort of stuff. Okay? The Queen of Swords, what is helping or hindering the situation is the Queen of Swords. Yeah, Capricorn. Somebody could be like outrightly and directly calling you out on your actions, on your course that you have taken, on your path. Could you have done better? Yeah, maybe, but who cares? It was your life. But if you were in a situation where your efforts and your partnerships and your deeds directly affected the timeline and the life and the happiness of others, this is something where, what goes around comes around. 100%, right? This is helping or hindering you. So you do good deeds, these deeds come back to you. And if you get into slimy situations where you're being a little bit steezy and you go back on your word, well, that stuff's going to come back to bite you. And people might end up calling you out on it. Or you might be, is a general reading. So Capricorn, this might be happening around you and you're calling these people out. I don't mean to pick on you, Capricorn, but these are just the kind of the sharpness and the harshness of these energies that I'm feeling and I'm seeing right now. Okay, this is very much about that. And people call it karma, but that's not what karma is. Karma is simply what you're doing, whether you're feeding the chickens or kicking a can or playing basketball. That's your karma. That's different than what comes around goes around. What comes around goes around is like universal law. It's different than karma. We water it down in our English language. But this is very much like, the golden rule. He who has the gold rules? No, just kidding. This is about the light that you shine on others. The love you take must be equal to or greater than the love you make. Or the love you, vice versa. You know what I'm trying to say. All right, in the past, this has to deal with work for many of our Capricorns. This has been showing up in a lot of the general readings. Sorry, this card is straight up. So this is a past. This is workplace relationships. This is creating new opportunity for yourself. So some of this might be have to be very careful if you're in situations where you're asking people to crowdfund you or asking people to invest in your ideas, and you may be uncertain of whether or not you are going to be able to deliver. Watching out for things like return on investment, Capricorn. You don't want to get burnt in the pocketbook by anything that is beyond your control at this time, right? And this is a card of something that's coming up in the past. So this card lets me know, make sure to do your research. Anything practical, anything financial, anything left brain analytical, make sure you've researched it to the high hilt so you don't end up feeling or leaving yourself wide open or vulnerable or any of that stuff, okay? Crown chakra reading, we've got Page of Swords. She's up here again, and now she's here with the Queen. What's helping or hindering? Maybe you can do something, Capricorn, to lessen the blow of what you feel may be fated here in this situation. You might be able to pardon someone, forgive somebody. You might be asked to engage in your levels of forgiveness of what's gone on. Somebody slighted you or you slighted somebody, and now maybe an apology is overdue and something of that nature needs to come to fruition. But it's one of the toughest things we have to do is silly human pride and get over that sort of stuff. And it's tough. If you're not in awareness of all the time, we don't have to deal with these kinds of things on the day-to-day thing. When they do arise, it's like, all of a sudden it's very difficult. How do we do that again? How do we make amends again? How do we allow ourselves to be open to other people who are wishing to make amends with us? It can be very difficult, but just make sure you're staying open to everything that you're hearing over the next little while, because some people might be trying to reach out to you, Capricorn, and being like, they can't come out and say, I screwed up, I was wrong, please forgive me. But they might be doing the little things to be like, see, I'm still a good person. See, you can still have faith in me. See, it's, everything could be okay. And you might have to just recognize that for what it is, whether or not you want to call them out or be sharp with them or accept it for what it is, that is. But don't let it just stewing in the background. Make sure it's acknowledged is what I'm saying. Ooh, haven't seen that card yet today. 7 of Cups reversed. Very interesting here. You guys know what you want. You know what you're after. And some of you might be willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So that's why I'm saying, watch your golden rule. Watch your what comes around goes around. See how easy you just want to call it karma? But it's not really karma. Karma is what you're doing. So in essence, it works. Good karma, bad karma. You're doing something good or you're doing something bad. But this is not things that you've done in the past. That's different than things you've done in the past that come back to bite you in the future. That's just simply just being a nasty. That's just that's justice, right? That's not karma. That's justice. So when it comes to this, your narrowed thoughts, okay? If other people have been supportive of you getting to where you need to be or helping you, make sure you're acknowledging and giving back when you can. And as well, you might be in some evaluative states and contemplative states of being like, well, how important is it to me? You might have shut off other opportunities and other timelines and other potentialities just because you've been so focused on that thing that you've desired and you've wanted so badly. So there is a bit of risk there. There's risk up there. I would cryptically title this reading Risk, like the old board game, like a roll of the dice. It's very interesting, Capricorn. Whatever you're into here, I see you very passionate, very driven for it, very headstrong about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. It's just saying be careful in partnerships here, because I've been seeing it. There's a bit of injustice that's gone on here. There's something that needs to be set right. There's something that needs to be made better. There's something that needs to be aired out, or forgiveness, time served kind of thing, right? So maybe you've been slighted. Maybe you've been taken for granted or taken advantage of. Or maybe you were a part of something where you knew ethically something could have been done differently, but you kept silent about it. Could manifest in a million different ways. But it's going to be very tough for you guys to feel grounded going into November and December until certain situations are absolutely made right again. I would take whatever steps are necessary, Capricorn, to go out and do it. And it could just be some like infighting and stuff like that. Like I said, it's the sharpness of the truth, right? There's a sword, sword, sword. It's pointing right through. The truth is going to shine through no matter who's trying to hide it, no matter where it's gone, no matter how many layers of stuff are over top of it. It's still there, and if you reach down, it's still going to cut you because it is the truth. And not necessarily you, Capricorn. This could be wherever your intention is. This could be somebody else that, like I said, general readings, that is on the wrong end of the truth stick here. All right? Things aren't going to be moving on this for a little while. All right? So that's good here. Live your life very carefree, very unbounded. I'm not saying that you need to make big big changes or switch everything around. You do you. Nothing less, nothing more. You do you. But do yourself in an earnest kind of way where it's like your level of grace, your attitude about the whole situation should be the shining light. It should remain as the talisman to the other people involved in these situations so that, they can come through it in a way where it's like, maybe we don't have to have resentments or hurt feelings or any of this sort of stuff. And maybe there is a great lesson to be learned from this. Because when it all comes crashing down, when it all comes to a sudden stop, someone here is going to be looking foolish. All right? They're very mundane. Seven of Swords up here now with the Knight of... Wow, Queen, Page, Knight, and Seven of Swords. Yeah, somebody's trying to get away with something here. Someone's trying to keep things under wraps. Or they have a hidden agenda. And either you're trying to get to the bottom of it, Capricorn. Right? Hopefully it's not you. Like I said, general readings. But when this comes to surface, somebody's going to be exposed. And there will be blame. And all of this stuff is going to go down in a fashion where I say, do you, but do it in a way where you have a level of grace so that your light can remain untarnished. Or like I said, you are not the one liable here, right? There was something either working through you or you agreed to some sort of partnership or contract where, if it all went sideways, get out, that sort of thing. Sometimes that's what's called for. I haven't had such a cautionary reading in a very long time here. They don't normally necessarily show up in these readings, but, it's just sword after sword after sword after sword. And they were all like individual swords showing up, except for that 7. Welcome, Paula. We're just wrapping up a Capricorn reading, and then we're going to be wrapping up the stream. All right? It's just kind of the nature of the way today has gone. Thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate you so much. All right, here we go. Yeah, look at that. Card number 1, right side up. You got to get it right. You got to make it right. You got to set it right. Sunny side up. Then you can dip your toast in there, and it's really yummy. Okay, right side up. You want everything to be seen for what it exactly is. We're uncovering stuff. Stuff is becoming uncovered, and truth is coming to the surface. It's coming right side up. Okay? Very much so. Isn't it nice when everything's turned the right side up and you can actually see it for what it is? I didn't see too much secrecy, but I see something where somebody tried to get away with something, and it's like they're blatantly getting called out and getting caught for it. So it could be a very specific message, something that somebody needed to hear, right? Whether it's they're watching later. This crew here is usually a very awake crowd, so I really appreciate it. Okay, and with that, I want to bid you adieu. I appreciate you all for coming today. Sorry to cut it off like that. Like I said, my favorite Christmas carol line is a Rudy Toot Toot and a Rummy Tum Tum. And now I gotta put a Rudy Toot Toot in my Tummy Tum Tum and get myself something to gnaw upon. Nom 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 nom. Because if not, I just turn into this angry weirdo. Just kidding. Thank you so much, everyone. Again, from the bottom of my heart to the center of your universe, the center of your living room, center of your... It's the same place, right? 100%. I appreciate all your support. Thanks for the huge super chats today from Jasmine, Sarucci, Small Wildflowers, Shay C, Steve. Who else? There were a few others that came in with some big flowers for the fire. I really appreciate you. I'll do my best, dedicate to you. I got a really cool thing going on tomorrow where I get to do something completely that I've never done before. I'll tell you a little bit more about it tomorrow. But once I come back, once that's done for the day, I hope to be on live with you again a few times over the course of the weekend, which is a nice surprise. I didn't expect this. Maybe you guys didn't expect this either, but it's happening. So that's really good. All right. Very much. Thanks for being here. Thanks, everyone. Until next time, be most excellent to one another. And until then, I remain legend. Thanks again, everyone. Bye for now. Is it still on? Hey, Charlie, who writes this stuff? Is it still on? Can everyone still see me? Oh my goodness, it won't even... My computer is slow. Okay, thanks. Bye, everyone.